You guys are going to have to go back to that. Whoops. Whoops, if I go to the intro video.
Attention, brave viewers. This video features adults immersed in a spine-chilling horror RPG experience. The content likely includes supernatural elements, horror-related events, and potentially scenes of violence. Viewer discretion is advised. Enjoy.
Howdy, friends and floorheads. A little bit of a late start, but we are here and we are ready to play. This is episode 5. A lot has happened. Quick recap. It was 6 a.m. this morning when the 4 of you plus a ranger got dropped off here at Camp Whispering Winds, which is a long abandoned kids summer camp with a simple task. If you guys can get this place repaired in a week, then you're going to get clemency on your time in the juvenile detention system and avoid adult prison. You quickly realized maybe this wasn't a fair deal, that this place was in really, really bad shape. And you also figured out something's wrong. Something's off about this place. It was maybe the 6-legged raccoon that was dissected on the picnic table in the canteen. Maybe it was the larger than average rats attacking you in the barn, or it could have been the undead sludge zombies that attacked you in the girls' cabin. Smartly, the 4 of you packed up, hopped in a boat, and went off into the lake, get away from this camp. You headed to the island that was in the center of the Lake Evermore, which is where the camp is located. On this island, you found an army tent. Inside of it, you found a scientist, but she was not well. She was very unwell, and it seems like the woods and the island and everything was affecting her as well. She had tumors all over the one side of her face, and she spit acid. Jeffrey quickly got rid of her and took care of that problem. And then you met some locals. You met what you found to be the Crow family. A sister, a baby sister, and 2 brothers. And because of an unbelievably important and successful heart roll from Tony, instead of them killing you, Tony was able to buy you guys some time. You guys made a deal. Let us go back and spend the night at the camp. We'll leave in the morning, and we're not going to mess with you. We don't know what you're doing here. We don't care what you're doing here. We're going to leave you alone. Janet Crow made it very clear to you that you would better be out of here, and that doesn't want you messing with them or the Crow camp, as it was called. You hop back in the boat, head back into the boat, get bumped by something that makes Jeffrey remember when he took a swim, and then you got to the coast and started walking the path back up from the boathouse to the main camp. And then you found something. So that's where we're going to start. Again, rolling thunder. Lightning's now flashing easily every 20, 30 seconds. And it's that crash where the distance between the thunder and the lightning is right on top of each other. The heart of the storm is here right now. And it's that oppressive rain that seems like it's gravity pressing down on top of you. You can't get free of it. You're soaking, like to your core, soaking wet. It's dark. Can't see anything. You're working your way up this path. We're going to get back to that cantina. We're going to try to hold up there until morning. And then you found something sitting in the middle of the pathway. And it was another one of these sludge things. But this one was frozen with just abject fear on its face, slowly melting into the ground. And before we left, you saw the stun baton and the ranger's hat next to him. And you realized, oh, Jesus, this could be Bo Jenkins. So let's start there.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, what the hell happened to him?
Looks like he got out of the cabin.
Yeah.
Do you guys remember when I told you about the rats and it looked like the ground was coming up and eating them?
Yeah.
It was black. Didn't Tumorface say something about black sludge?
Dude, maybe we need to. Maybe it's going to come out of the ground here. Like, we need to get out of this.
Why don't you grab his stun baton, Jeffrey?
Guys, yeah,
Me?
we gotta.
Yeah,
gotta
I'm not
get that.
touching it.
We gotta get that stun baton.
I'll go get it. Y'all just stay here. Just if I start sinking, y'all just come get me. I'll get it. I'll get it.
Jamal, you can't go by yourself. Let me roll with you. Let's see if we can't figure out if.
How about we like throw a rock at it or something first?
Oh,
See if it moves.
my ray
Well,
candle.
I think from what Tony was describing, if you have to be dead to be absorbed.
How does Tony know everything about black goo that comes out of the ground and swallows rats?
Tony seems to have this natural affinity.
I pick up.
to
I
stuff.
look on the ground for a rock, and I throw it.
And you reach down to the ground, and it's just the ground is just saturated. It can't absorb this water. You're starting to see streams of water coming from up, where the camp is, working its way down to the lake. And you pull this good sized softball sized rock out of the mud, and you chuck it. And I'd make you roll, but you'd roll 8 strange, so I won't. The rock comes flying, and it kind of hits his shoulder, and the shoulder reacts, but he's just like, he's just there frozen.
All right.
Okay.
Go get the baton. And I pick up another rock just in case.
Okay.
I pull
Jamal,
out
let's roll.
my
Let's get it.
handle and I hand it to Jamal. I want that back.
Yeah.
It's
I
my
got
lucky rake handle.
Okay. We don't want nothing to happen to the lucky rake handle. It's the only weapon we have left.
There's like a stick on the ground that's even pointier, like right next to it.
Right. So I hustle up there, and you
get your
do the you do the run real quick. Just try to grab it, and like you're doing suicides at basketball.
Yep.
Grab it and
I'm grabbing the
go.
hat. Scooter's
Scooter
grabbing
grabs the hat. You guys make it back to Tony and Jeffrey without any incident. What's left of Bo Jenkins has not moved.
Here, give me my handle. And I take it back.
There-
Strap it on my back
We
again.
need to get off the ground. This stuff is coming out of the ground. I don't want to stand here anymore. It's all mud. I don't know what's mud, what's black stuff. I have no idea.
Yeah, but we got to get our food.
Yeah, our
I'm
food's back at the.
Starving.
Let's go.
All right, back to the
So the
girls'
original
cabin.
plan was to go to the canteen, but it sounds like we might go to the girls' cabin first.
You gotta grab.
Yeah,
some
we got
food.
our
we gotta grab
flashlights
some
in
food.
there. Like, I need our. It's dark as hell,
Flashlights.
man.
Listen, guys, we can't just go running in there because that's where the monsters were. We got to be
Oh.
quiet about this.
Okay.
You
So
guys
let's-
Hey, Tony.
start kind of working your way up there slowly, being super cautious, maybe a little bit off the path, but not wanting to get too far into the woods, right? And you get up and you can see huge hole in the side of the girls' cabin. You see in the back that it's also been torn out. Sign of any sludge zombies. I'm gonna have you guys right outside the cabin. You really can't see inside of it though. You can just see that the walls have been torn up pretty good, and you were responsible for some of that.
All right, here's the plan. Everyone grab a can, grab some water, and let's grab our flashlights. And then we'll come back to the cantina. Super simple. Whatever we grab, and whatever we have, we share. So let's just do this. Let's get out of here.
Are we
I'm
all
tired.
going in like the same hole or door, or are we gonna?
I think
Hedge
we'll
our
go through the
bets
front door and then go out the hole that you created, and then kind of loop around, and we can keep moving.
I'm just afraid of a log jam. Why don't some of us go in the hole and some go at the door, and we'll see what happens.
I'm good with that. I'm good with that.
All right.
Sorry, walk me through the sequence then. What's happening first?
I go around to the side, to where the chainsaw hole is, and I'll peek my head in and see if I see anything in there, and I can give you the clear, all clear, or not clear.
Yeah, you peek in, Jamal, and you know, it's quick status check, right? Here, right? Look at all points in front of you. There's our stuff. There's the food. There's our, you know, our duffel, our like sacks that we were given that had like sleeping bags and stuff in it. I see that. I look back. I can see where this thing pulled Jenkins through the back of the cabin. That hole is still there. The door is gone. The bodies of those zombies that you killed are already halfway seeped into the planks of the wood. They're there. They're not moving, but it's like they're made of wax. They're just melting and being absorbed by the wood floor of this cabin. But there doesn't appear to be anything moving in here as you stick your head in.
Okay, everybody. Hey, it's all clear. Let's just get our stuff, and well, I guess we'll head over to the cantina. Head back to the cantina.
I just walk in since I'm on the door, and I guess I'll try to sidestep any of this seeping goo, and I'll even grab the bags and toss them to like Scooter at the, just so everyone's not in there. I'll just throw them out to everybody.
Yeah, you grab that first bag, you toss it to Scooter, who, you know, who's just outside there. You grab the second bag. Where are you, Jamal? You inside grabbing stuff?
Yeah, I'm inside grabbing whatever food I can get.
You grab another sack, you toss it, you turn back to grab the third sack, and you realize you're not alone. Behind that sack, soaked to its core, is a small tabby cat. Jamal, that I believe is your fear. So when that sack is removed and you see this tabby cat, which was brought to us thanks to Jeffrey's level up, he chose a companion. I need a fear check from you, Jamal. After seeing all of this. Now, what is your current fear status? Are you stable?
I'm stable right now.
Okay, but you're also limping, right? So you're at a -1.
Right.
So it's going to be a fear check. So it'll be a strange check at -1.
Which is, oh man.
You have any luck?
No, I have nothing. Oh, shoot, hold on.
Well, limping is, you're weakened, so it's one of your core skills is -1. So which one is it?
Oh,
Is it? Yeah, it's only one.
I don't really have a core skill.
No, you pick a core skill or any of the main skills. That's what the 6-sided die
Yeah,
are.
that's yeah.
I chose. I'm choosing smarts.
Okay.
Okay, so then yeah, you don't get a minus on that. It would just be anytime it was smarts roll, just like I chose grit for mine.
Okay. All right, here we go.
It's a straight roll then.
Straight roll.
No strange, which you needed, but you don't take the clock. But you did. Actually, I lied to you. You failed a fear check.
Yeah.
You might take the clock on a failed fear check. So you need to drop down to afraid.
Okay.
We are now at 1:45 on the clock. How do you react to this cat?
I'm just frozen stuck. I'm staring at the cat, and it's like it's looking back at me, and we're just locked eyes, like we're in a serious staring contest right now, and I cannot move.
And I don't think, Jamal, you recognize this, but Jeffrey, you do. This thing is as, if not more, afraid of you guys as Jamal is of it. And it is, I don't know the last time you saw a wet cat, but it just, all you see is just like this, the orange tabby is just, all of the fur is just drenched, and it's just in the corner, just kind of just shaking.
I look at it and I look at Jamal. I'm like, Jamal, it's just a cat, man.
And I'm stone silent and just staring at this cat.
Dude, dude, it's a cat. I reach over and I grab its scruff, and it's probably afraid, and it just lets me do it.
It does. It lets you do
Okay.
it. It as you bring the cat in, it like it wants to come to you, and you can tell like it's reaching its paws out because it's hoping that you're going to bring it to your chest.
Okay. I guess I'll move away, Jamal, and I'll walk over to like Scooter, who's at the door with it, and I'm like,
Jeffrey, what's going on?
What's wrong with
apparently our Golden Glove box over here doesn't like cats.
Here, let me go. I squeeze in and walk up to Jamal, put my arm around him. Hey, man, you all right?
And I startle.
You all right,
Startle
man?
back awake, yeah, because the cat's not there anymore.
You okay? Come on, man. I need you. You're the big tough guy. Come on.
I don't
It's-
like cats.
It's okay.
I don't like cats.
The cat's
I
not
hate
in-
cats.
Jamal, it can hear you.
Jeffrey, I'm gonna kick your ass. This is
Jamal,
your cat. You know about what happened to me with that cat. With a cat. Almost lost my leg.
Let's just go sit down
cat.
here. Let's just sit down here. I pull out a toke and light up. I'm just not doing my special power. I'm just lighting up.
Well, you can
Here.
go ahead and use your special power.
We've
Before
already gone past.
You
the
don't want to
quarter.
you don't want to take another minute. You want to do it before we take another minute.
Okay.
If Jamal is going to move up in status, he's going to want to do a fear check here in a second.
So I'm going to do the stoned thing where I use my chemicals to clear off my wounds.
I think it clears up to 2. Is that right?
Yeah, up to 3, but I
Oh,
only have
wow.
2. So I just sit down and I light up because it's dry in here, and start taking a toke or 2. Here, Jamal, you want some?
No. I got to stay clear-headed, man.
Hey, Scooter.
Too much stuff going on here. Too much stuff going on.
Scooter's over your shoulder. He hears the flick of the lighter. He's ready for the pass.
I pass it on.
Alright, so it sounds like the 4 of you are in the girl's cabin right now, and you don't have you have enough shelter over your head that, oh my God, I don't know whether it fully registered how hard it was raining until you were out of the rain, and you just feel lighter. You feel less punished. That you're not being stepped on by the sky. And it's loud. You can hear the rain just pouring outside, and you can hear it running off the roof of this girl's cabin. But really, after what happened on that island, this is about as peaceful as you have felt. And it seems like weeks, let alone hours.
Yeah. I think there weren't mattresses in there, were there?
No,
That we wanted to sleep on.
no, you've got your sleeping bags are in the bags though.
I think I'm just gonna kind of spread out my sleeping bag
Well,
and just sit for a little bit.
We all had spare clothes in our bag,
Yeah.
if I remember correctly. So we could change into dry clothes.
If you want, but just as a quick reminder, you don't have 4 walls here. So
Right.
if you want to move over to the canteen, that might be
Okay.
roof and 4 walls.
Scooter definitely interjects to go, guys, we need to get over to the canteen. There's plenty of things that we can push up against doors and access points that we can at least feel safe for a short period of time. Plus, there's let's try to head over there.
Jeffrey,
Right, well.
you want some?
Stop. And for the first time, Jeffrey is quiet. He's checking out the cat. And this might be the best thing to happen.
Yeah, and the cat has worked its way like into your shirt and is getting getting dry. Brian, they found a cat. They made it back to the girls' cabin. They found a cat, which is part of Jeffrey's level up. He has a companion now, but it also turns out to be Jamal's fear. So he failed a fear check, which got us to 1:45.
I grabbed my spare shirt like out of the bag when we we're packing, and I want to dry them off, and I'm soaking wet, and I want to like look at the cat.
What's his? Go ahead.
Normal. He's got
He's
4
normal.
legs,
Okay,
2
I'm
eyes,
making sure I'm counting
2 ears. Yeah.
counting limbs, looking for sludge. Okay,
Yep.
one
and
row
he's-
of teeth. All right,
he's got
we're good.
collar.
All right.
There's
Hey,
no
Jeffrey,
markings
what's
or
its
anything
name?
on it, but no name. But it's obviously a domestic cat.
Of all the things, Jeffrey. Of all the things, a cat.
Hey, Jeffrey, can I scratch its ears?
Sure.
All
Just
right.
gonna scratch it and pet it, just trying to relax.
Hey, maybe it's our
I just-
anchor. This is our anchor right now to wholesome and goodness.
I grabbed my duffel bag, a jug of water, and whatever. I'm assuming that's these little small cans and not number 10 cans.
Yeah,
I
you guys
grabbed
can.
whatever- yeah.
Yeah, there's no trouble
bag.
finding water. What you're going to need to get through the night. They'll fit right in your sacks if you want to throw those sacks
All
over your shoulders and make a run for it.
And I just thought walking to the canteen. This guy, of all the things that's going on tonight, he brings a cat. He finds a cat.
Jamal,
I'm salty. I'm just walking.
Go
I'll
ahead,
see y'all
Tony.
at the cantina.
Jamal, you know he needs something, right? I mean, he just murdered somebody. I know. Come on, buddy. You helped me out. Let me help you out. We can stay away from the cat. And Jeffrey's not going to let go of that thing. Look at him. I know. I know you're terrified. Just let me help you out, okay?
Okay, but I gotta get out. I gotta get to the
Okay.
canteen.
All right, let's
I gotta
go.
get out of here. All right.
Let's go.
As Tony and Jamal head out, I stay back with Jeffrey. I grab that, Rick Grimes style ranger hat, right? And I put it on top of Jeffrey and say, "There's some shelter for you and your cat." And I just start walking across the way to the canteen.
You guys cross kind of this central circular courtyard area where that fire pit is. You work your way past the barn that you burned down. You go into the front door of that canteen, and it's quiet. And you can hear the rain beating down on the roof, but this is vaulted, right? So the roof is much farther above your heads than it was in the girls' cabin. And there's 4 walls, and the windows are all boarded up, and it's dry in here, which you haven't been dry in a while. The front door doesn't close completely. If you guys want to spend a little bit of time, there's picnic tables and stuff. What do we want to do?
Yeah, Scooter's going to start barricading that front door, at least causing, putting stuff in the way if something were to walk in.
Yeah.
Between the 4 of you, who do you think is kind of directing things, right? So if someone's going to say, "Hey, let's barricade this up a little bit, let's grab that, let's move here," and so on and so forth, who has the best smarts of the 4 of you?
I don't know if it's smarts, but I think Scooter's reacting to the hell that they're in better than anybody else. So he's probably the most sane when it comes to insanity.
I'm petting a cat.
So let's have Scoot just almost uncharacteristically, all things considered, I could see Scooter stepping up and just saying, "Hey guys, like, I know it's all messed up, but," and so let's do a smarts roll to kind of direct this action with an additional talent die, because you're being helped by 3 other people. So add a talent die for me.
Smarts, 1 talent.
Now the other option is you could roll 3 strange.
Jeez.
I didn't even get to do something cool with my
I
strange.
can't even put a picnic table against the door.
So I mean, and it's not that he's not doing that, right? He is, but
Not the most efficient.
Is it like Men in Black where he just scoots that table over and it just makes that like chalk nails on a chalkboard. Just it's just
Let's
loud.
And then you realize the door swings open. You're like, oh.
Let's just say that if it matters how well you've barricaded this place in, you haven't done a great job.
Can't turn a key
I
for that
do
one, can I?
want no rolls needed. Everybody to upgrade their fear status, though. The cat, 4 walls, picnic tables up against the walls and the doors. I think it brings everybody down a notch. So if you're afraid, go to stable. If you're terrified, go to afraid. If someone still isn't stable after that, I don't know if anybody got to terrified or not. Then you can roll a fear check to go to stable if you're still at afraid.
I'm at afraid. I will do a
You were at terrified?
No, I was at stable and I went down to afraid.
Okay, then you're gonna go back up to stable.
Okay.
Everybody gets a free upgrade to their fear status.
Oh, upgrade. I was thinking downgrade. My bad.
Okay, I'm stable now.
I pull out what's left of my joint and try to light it, even though it's a little bit damp. I'll go over to a corner away from Jeffrey and the cat so the cat doesn't get stoned.
Might be fun.
I find a quiet corner and change out of these sopping wet clothes.
Because I'm not a total a-hole, I make a spot for the cat, like in the opposite corner of Jamal. Okay, I'll just my shirt that I had there. See if it just chills out.
Yeah, and the only thing this cat wanted was to get dry, and it's a domestic cat, so finding people, and it just so much. You feel so empathetic towards this cat, Jeffrey, because it's almost become like a totem for you of like it's better. This is better. And the cat seems to be like emoting that as you're doing it. The last little thing I'll throw out here is if there's going to be some healing that we can do now too. So I believe we have a med kit that was found that was thrown in one of the sacks. If anybody wants to use that, or we can do straight smart checks if you guys want to help each other out.
I definitely need it because I'm in bad shape here. So if we use the med kit,
What's the med kit read?
hold on. Let's see. Patch up. Roll smart pull. This item heals 2 wounds plus an additional wound for each smart symbol rolled. Limit 3 uses. I think we used it
once. So you got 2 more uses left.
Yeah.
So who are we going to use? Who's going to do it, and who are we going to use it on?
Is there any group options to help increase effectiveness or?
You can get an assist. Yeah, you can get an extra die. So my recommendation is figure out who's the smartest of the the 3 of you.
I got 3 and I failed my last smart test. So
I have 3 also.
I have 2 because I had to minus it because of my wounds.
I'll sit there and help whoever.
Yeah, I'll take. I feel bad about Jamal and the cat, and I think I ribbed him a little too much because he was actually afraid.
Let's do a smarts check with an additional core die.
Let's do it. So that'll be 4. I have no luck.
I don't know if you guys are just trying to get the stuff out of the way, or
you know what? But I got a luck.
You did. You picked up a luck. I picked up a tick on the clock. So things are better, right? The bleedings. You even though you've technically not healed any wounds, Jamal, you are definitely being attended to by a very high Tony and a somewhat competent Jeffrey. We are definitely probably looking at about 10 o'clock at night now. You are exhausted.
Do you
The
guys remember
storm
that?
has not let up.
Do you guys remember that time that we snuck out of bed trying to go find some food? Man, that was so much fun. I wish I was back there again.
Yeah,
That's weird to say,
That's very weird to say.
Don't you?
but I agree. No, I totally agree. I just
Yes.
it's weird saying it out loud, but you're absolutely right.
Mhm.
Scooter's paying attention to the black crap under his fingernails that Canker Sore Lady identified as it's inside you. Is there any changes to the?
It's kind of dried up a little bit. So it hasn't seeped any deeper into your fingernails. It looks like it looks like you haven't showered today, right? You get that kind of that black ring under your fingernails, and as you kind of flick at it a little bit, it's dry. You're able to kind of flick it right out.
It's a precaution. I had that kitchen knife still stuck in that bag hidden. I'm going to start trying to, unless there's a roll to it, start picking this stuff up from underneath my nails.
Yeah.
Just because Scooter's concerned that it might grow into something.
Well, Jamal, I open up a can. I don't even care what's in it. I eat, drink probably like a half a gallon of water, roll out my sleeping bag, and just lay on top of a picnic table.
Yeah, I
And
think
I'm
I've
trying to get some sleep.
yeah. I think I've rolled my bag out. I'm just laying on top of it, just chatting, talking. Jeffrey, you remember that time that we sat up all night and you told me dirty jokes? Oh man, that was so funny. I wish.
Yeah,
Oh,
that was a good
man.
time. That
We
was a
had
good time.
so much fun.
Why do I feel like we learn what Kevin does when he's high?
I just remember stuff.
Well, he was having. You were having a rough time. You got a letter from your mom that she was separating from your father. So
yeah,
we turned a sucky night into a Cheetos induced dirty joke night. So
I don't think I ever told you thank you. I don't know if we're gonna get out of here, but man, thank you.
Dude, stop with the.
Hey, I'm not. We'll get out of here.
No,
And I roll my eyes.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry I get on your case all the time about lighten up and it's just, hey, if you seem to be dealing, I just I don't know, it's not my thing. Ever since I was framed as a drug dealer, it's kind of rubbed me the wrong way. It's not that I never smoked. It's just it's a thing. I mean, it's in my core now.
I know.
So,
But this helps me relax, right? Otherwise, you would probably throw me out the window if I wasn't relaxing.
Well, then I thank you for knowing how to stay on
you by getting high.
That sounds great. And literally, I'm laughing. I'm like, okay.
By the way, are you strawberry or vanilla?
Jesus.
Even Jamal wakes up from that.
I was gonna say I look over to Jamal, make sure he didn't hear that.
Yeah,
that was so scary. But now it's funny.
That dude was up on you, and he came out like Casper the Friendly Ghost. He was on you.
Well, again, I guess while we're all sharing, I will bring Scooter into this, and I'm like, that guy's saved my rump twice already, man. Like, Scooter, we don't really know what's going on, but I think we're all thankful. Are you okay? Like, does this hurt? Are you fine?
There's still some dried blood coming out of his left ear, just dried on there.
Jeffrey, I'm good. Got some things to work through, but you remember this, don't you? And I pull out of my shirt pocket the playing cards that we made from old postcards from family, so that we had a deck of cards that we could take money off of all the newcomers coming into our block. I say, I don't know if it's appropriate, but I would love to get a game of cards in with y'all if this is our last night here.
Before he's even done, like I'm clearing the table off.
Look, I'm even though I'm tired and beat up, I get up and say, "Deal me in."
So we've got an entire large dining hall, right, with like 3 rows of these picnic tables, and some of these picnic tables have been put up against where the kitchen is. Got to block that off because that opens up to wide open in the back where that loading dock is, right? So piling a couple of tables there made a ton of sense. Scooter was very specific. He says, make sure we get some picnic tables up there. So I'm imagining 2 picnic tables kind of stacked on each other on the front door. Give me an idea of where this card game is happening in this canteen.
I envision it like dead center, right? This
Yeah.
this just big. We picked the table right in the middle. That's it. Furthest away from every window, every door.
Reminds me of like an old boxing gym that has the arena with the one single light and the arena in the middle.
I found a piece of twine. I hung like one of our flashlights up, so it's barely like on the table.
We're watching the 4 of them play cards 10 o'clock at night. It's been 14 hours. Jamal, you're kind of nodding. You know, are you going to call, or are you going to fold? Jamal kind of like catches himself, falling asleep. Jeffrey, you have put a huge bet up against Scooter. You guys are heads up, and you guys are just verbaling. I bet 20. And you're not even saying dollars or chips or anything. Yeah. You're like, oh, I raised 10, right? And you're just kind of tracking it. And Scooter, you're looking down at your hand. You've been bluffing the whole time, but you also know Jeffrey. Like this hand could beat him.
Jeffrey never folds. No matter he just all full pedal all the time.
And Scooter's mission is to make you fold at some point. I'm gonna own that night that happens. But until then, just keep taking my money.
And you're quiet there trying to sort through things, Scooter. Boy, it's nice to be thinking about whether to call or raise or fold. And then you hear the wood breaking. And your head snap up by the front door. And you see the wood from the one boarded up window by the front door just shatter in. And you see 3 sets of arms reaching in, black sludge arms, and you hear that over the din of and they're trying to get through the window.
What the fudge?
I don't want to do this again.
Sorry to check the clock. I look the opposite way on our other exit out of this place, and there's 2 on top of each other.
Yep, you got 2 picnic tables on top of each other, but it's stacked such that you could climb over it or kind of work your way through it, to get through it.
Guys, we're not fit to fight these things. Let's Tony, remember the counselor's office that had the 2nd floor?
Yes.
One way in, one way out. We could barricade that whole downstairs and I don't know what the hell's upstairs, but we could let this thing deal with the front of this building. We'll go around.
Yeah, I don't feel like fighting anymore. I don't think I can do it.
Guys, help me out.
Let's get going.
Let's get let's get out the back.
You turn around, and I'm like on all 4s trying to get the cat out from underneath the table, not even near you guys.
Yeah, you get the cat out. Give me a quick inventory check here. What are we taking with us? Sounds like we're not taking a ton of time to figure it out, so I need a quick.
I don't. Yeah.
What are we grabbing?
Flashlight,
flashlight,
handle, my bat,
and the stun baton. And I'm just gonna grab my water because we're gonna need water.
Scooter's grabbing the playing cards.
Yeah, Scooter, you grab the playing cards, and Jamal, you turn back to grab the water, and it causes you to look back at this window where these things are starting to come back in again, just like they did in the girls' cabin. And you're looking at this thing, and there's got to be 3 of them, right? There's 6 arms just kind of grabbing at stuff and trying to like tear away at the wood. And all of a sudden, 2 of the arms go and are gone. And there's only now 2 sets kind of working their way.
Guys, I don't
And then another set goes away. Now there's just 1. So it's just like suddenly these arms are just disappearing through the window. You don't know what is happening. The last one has now worked its head through, and you just got this half skull sludge going as it's like working through. And Jamal, you see a hand come from outside through that window and put its hand over. It covers the entire face of this thing. And it almost looks like like they're wearing like a baseball glove. That's how big this hand is. And it grabs, and you see it rip the head off of this thing and rip the head back outside again. And you see the hand come back and grab this thing by its rib cage and pull it back out again.
Guys,
What's our exit, guys?
I need a
not
fear check. I need
out
4
front.
fear checks.
Okay.
The zombies you've seen before, whatever this is, you've never seen before.
Is that applicable to Scooter? He was focused on that back door trying to get.
If you're saying you haven't seen that, that's fine. You don't need to do a fear check.
I don't think I would be moving those
Okay.
tables to try to get access to the back door.
Whoever thought that they would have seen this, I need a fear check.
All right.
All right. That's the strange, right?
It's going to be a strange check. Yep. And keep in mind, everybody should be stable, so everybody should be good. That's a fail. Go down to afraid for me.
Damn it.
That's a
I'm
fail.
gonna-
Go down to afraid.
I'm going to use a luck.
Okay.
I'm going to use Deuce Machina and re-roll mine,
Okay.
and I get to add a die.
That is a pass from Tony. And then let's do a reroll on Jamal. And that is a pass from Jamal. So I've only had 1 failed fear check, and that's from Jeffrey. Go ahead.
So I have snap out of it. I can reroll hearts for fear, and I rolled 1, so I'll reroll 1.
Give me a 1d6.
Why did it do 2? I don't know, but it doesn't matter.
Okay, so it's gonna be 1 failed fear check. You're gonna drop down to afraid. I'm gonna tick the clock by 1. What are we doing? Is anybody notifying Scooter?
Scooter!
Scooter, there's something big out front. Let's get out of here.
I double time it, trying to get these chairs and these picnic tables out of the way so we can get the hell out of here.
Give me a quick grit check, please.
Grit, roll. Let's do this. Come on. I got a luck.
Yep, go ahead and add your luck.
Okay.
So you're struggling, Scooter. You're trying to move these picnic tables, and you're having a hard time. There's no arms, nothing breaking through that window. I know what Scooter's doing. I don't know what Afraid Jeffrey's doing or what Tony and Jamal are doing.
Tony's going to run over there as fast as he can and try to help pull the tables out of the way.
And I grab Jeffrey by his collar. Hey, grab him by his shoulders and give him a little shake. Come on, get it together. We got to get out of here.
I grab the cat and try to shield it so Jamal doesn't see that I have the cat.
So just so you know, the initial shock of the cat, that we're done. So Jamal can see the cat.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So all right.
I'm in aversion therapy right now.
Exposure therapy.
Yeah.
So we're now working our way back. The 4 of you are now pulling this picnic tables away, and Scooter was struggling, but by the time the 4 of you get there, you pull that top picnic table down. You can easily now climb over the one table that was at the bottom of it. You start working your way towards the back to where the loading dock was.
Yeah.
to get the hell out of here. We're going to head towards the counselor house. Am I understanding
Yeah.
that right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yep.
You get and you pause for a second. The loading dock's there, and it's, oh my God, it's that rain. It causes all of you to you've been dry,
Nice.
and you're about to walk right back into it again. And even though it's a good 30, 40 yards away now, you can still see a straight line from where you are through the serving window of the kitchen into this canteen. We see the light that Jeffrey tied up by the string kind of swinging. Two things happen at the same time as you're about to hop out into the rain. The front door comes flying off its hinges and hits the light. It travels like 20 yards and it swings the light. And when it swings up, you see what's standing in that door. Remember Caleb, the giant hillbilly? This guy is as big, but it's not Caleb. I don't know if it's its head or if it's a mask, but what you see looks a lot like what you saw on the back of that woman's journal. It's this wood skull face with branches growing out of it, almost sprayed out, shirtless, standing, ripped. It's barefoot. In its right hand, at first you think it's holding like a branch, but then you realize that it's like a twisted axe handle with this metal red striped axe head that's kind of been grown, like this branch has grown around it to create this huge axe in its right hand. But of all of that, what makes you pause before you jump out back into the rain is the orange pants it's wearing. Let's take a 10-minute break. The four of you are on this loading dock. The sound made all of your heads snap. You see this man, giant thing standing. Who's the first one to look away? To like, okay, that's this way. We're not going that way. Who's the first one to say we need to go this way? Who turns their head first?
That's straight Jamal. He's like,
so Jamal, you turn your head realizing, okay, I don't know where we're going, but it's as far from here as possible, right?
Yes.
Your head snaps away and you stop looking at this thing and you see shredded sludge zombies on the ground, torn in half, heads ripped off, arms ripped off. These couldn't be the same ones that were going through the window. And they're not moving. Like something destroyed them.
I don't know if he's our friend or he just don't like zombies.
I probably don't say a word, but I just head.
Yeah,
I'm getting out of here.
Let's just go. I don't think he knows we're here. I think he just came to kill some zombies. Let's be as quiet as possible and make our way over to the counselor's shed.
When being the friend I am, I'm just taking off and leaving you guys.
And Jamal, you're limping, right?
Yeah, I'm last.
I'm helping you out. I'm at the back trying to help you along, making sure you get over to where we need to go.
Thank you.
So we have a couple different routes here. I want to kind of visualize this overhead, right? So we've got this fire pit, huge courtyard in the center. We've got the trail that leads down to the boathouse. And if you were headed up from the boathouse, to the right was the canteen. That's where you are. And then past the canteen along to the right where all the kids' cabins were, that you explored one of them. On the left is the barn. So as you step outside of the loading dock, with your back to the canteen, to your right is the barn burned down. Past the barn is the counselor's house, which is almost like a 6 o'clock, 12 o'clock from where you are. The shortest route would be to cross the courtyard to get to the counselor house. Or if you want to go around behind the barn, you can do that as well.
Is there
Tony's first, so Tony took off. Which way did Tony
Is there
go?
enough of the barn to hide behind?
Oh,
Is there
yeah.
enough of the barn left? Okay. Yeah, when I get outside, I'm instantly trying to hide and creep. I'm still heading toward the counselor's house, but I'm taking the darkest route possible.
So you're taking what appears to be somewhat the most stealthiest or safest route, which is to get
Around behind the barn.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're going to go into what's called stealth and hiding. And what you can do is you can do a wits check, and this will change you to essentially a stealth mode, which will make it harder for you to spot. So I need a wits check from you.
Okay.
Because of all the rain, because of the distance from this thing, it's only a CR1, so you just need one success.
Okay.
Those two luck.
That could be.
Those two luck can be converted into a success.
I am doing that.
So the three of you are standing there and you're fixated on this thing that just came through the door. You turn back and you see Tony for a second jump off that loading dock and start heading behind the barn. And within half a second, you lose track of him. He's lost into the darkness and the rain.
Damn it, Tony.
I was running. I guess I was after him because I wasn't waiting back.
So same thing, Jeffrey. I think you're gonna. I'm not gonna say what you're gonna do. You're either beelining it.
Yeah,
to get there fast.
I was gonna run. I turned back and I was gonna run straight. I mean, we all had a plan on where we were gonna go. So I'm just gonna grab the cat and I'm just gonna run straight.
You're gonna run straight across.
Yeah, right to our original plan, which was get to the counselor's cabin.
Okay, so no roll needed for you, Jeffrey. So you run straight across. I need to know what Jamal and Scooter are doing. Scooter, you help Jamal get to the back of this loading dock. Jeffrey went one way, Tony went the other.
Yeah, we're going straight line between is the shortest path. He's limping. We got to get over there as soon as possible. So we're moving right along.
All right.
Right behind Jeffrey.
You start heading across this courtyard. And you just instinctively, all three of you, look to see the front of this canteen, which is now becoming apparent to you as you're moving forward, right? And you don't see this thing. So this thing must have gone into the cantina. As you work your way across, you get to the front porch of this counselor's house, and soon afterwards, Tony emerges. But I want to pause here. Tony, as you went behind the barn, you did see like a shed.
Okay. Like a small shed for little
Like a
utensil
storage
implements.
shed.
Yeah.
Right.
Um,
And the reason I'm saying is I don't know what Tony would do when he saw that.
Tony would try to hide in there if he could.
Okay. So let's cut to that. So you guys don't see Tony, because I figured that might be the case. So Tony, you get to this thing and you open it up and you look inside, and it's obviously like a caretaker shed.
Mhm.
It's longer than it is wide. It's not very wide. You can see, like rakes and shovels and stuff, like racks of that stuff, and then you see a bed in the back. Immediately, it's relatively untouched. Most of the gardening tools and stuff that are on the wall are rusted and ruined. Even the handles aren't as good as the handle you've got in your hand. As far as weapons, you do see a lantern. You see a medical kit, and everything else is kind of.
Is there fuel in the lantern?
There is.
Okay. I pick up the lantern. I don't light it, but I pick it
Okay,
up.
you grab the lantern. Let's cut to the front of the counselor's house. The three of you are on the front porch of this counselor's house. There's no sign of that thing.
Anybody seen
Okay,
Tony?
where's
Where the hell
Tony?
Tony go?
Tony, where the hell's
I don't
Tony?
Maybe he's inside already. I just go right for the door or to get inside.
Yeah. There's
I
a
mean, we had a
stairwell in
plan.
the back of the building, right? The back of the first floor.
Yep.
I communicate that to Jeffrey, Jamal. Guys, go back there, figure out if he's upstairs. I'll keep an eye out down here. Let me know if he's up there.
Dude, just don't do anything stupid.
Oh, never.
Just look at him
So-
sideways and then I go inside.
Jeffrey and Jamal, you head in, and if you remember, it has this one basically great room, right, where you can see like a common area for the counselors to gather. There's like a kitchenette in the back, but they probably only like kept snacks and stuff there. I'm sure they ate at the cantina just like the kids did as well. And then you see a large staircase that leads up to a second floor. Everything is ruined, destroyed, molded. You see couches and stuff like that, but they're all just nature has taken its toll on this place. It's got that musty, moldy smell. We just headed straight for the stairs.
Yeah, and doing that kind of quiet yell, like that whisper yell, Tony, Tony, are you upstairs, Tony?
I'm going to cut to Scooter on the front porch.
Heads on a swivel, looking for the bad man, but
You can't even see the cantina. It's just too dark. The rain is it's just too much. Against like the backdrop of a little bit of the water, you can see the burnt out barn, which is where the last you saw Tony head that way.
is there any like maybe flashes of lightning where we occasionally get a glimpse of what's around that I have, or is there any kind of? Well, no, it's overcast. There's no moonlight, so it's.
If I were to give you a flash of lightning, what are you hoping you would see?
You're gonna say, okay, it's worse than that.
It's not public access.
The night move, yeah. I'm looking for silhouettes at that point.
Okay. Give me a quick
that's all.
luck check, because there is a flash of lightning.
Great, it's my worst one. Let's see if I'm. Oh, I have an extra D. Let me add one more because I have
Sure.
spend a roll.
You're going to spend that luck? Okay.
Yeah.
So the flash of lightning happens. You see the cantina bright as day for just half a second. And you don't see You just see the walls. You see the door has been blown open where it was, where there's, you see the silhouette of the burned out barn. In the sky for a half a second, you think you see that helicopter again, but you're not sure.
Instantly take my flashlight, point it straight up, and click it off and on in like an SOS pattern. And it's way wrong because Scooter doesn't know what SOS means or how to make it work right. But
he's click, run away, run.
All good here. All good.
We are safe.
Yeah. Bring your own beer.
Okay. Let me cut to Tony. Tony, you've got this lantern. You're on mute.
You're on mute.
We've all been there.
That's awesome.
Very quiet.
I said something very informative. So what I want to do is tear off a piece of cloth off my shirt or something and stuff it in the fill area. What I'm trying to do is make a Molotov cocktail. What buildings are isn't the girls' cabin fairly close to here?
Girls' cabin is on the other side of the cantina.
Okay. Is there anything around here that's not the cantina? What I'm trying to do is I want to try to lure the monster in and set the building on fire.
Yeah. So
just me, isn't it?
Well, so I want you to imagine.
Yeah.
Imagine 12 o'clock is the path back to the road.
Okay.
Okay. As we go back to like 10:30, that's where the counselor's house is. As we go down to about 7 o'clock, that's where the burned out barn is. At 6 o'clock is the path to the boathouse. And then working your way from 6 o'clock back up to 1 o'clock, you've got the cantina and you've got the 3 cabins. The boys' cabin that you walked past, the girls' cabin, and then a 3rd cabin that you have not looked at yet.
Okay. I'm going to try to go back toward the cantina.
Don't forget to grab the med kit.
Tony's not going to remember to grab the med kit.
Okay.
I'm stoned, man.
You grab this lantern and you start heading back towards the cantina, exactly where you just came from. Jamal and Jeffrey,
trying to be quiet.
You work your way up the steps, or are we staying on the first floor?
Jamal has the flashlight because mine was hanging in the thing, so I don't have a flashlight.
I work my way up the steps because it'd be the logical thing to see if he's up there hiding, just being quiet.
Yeah.
So you work your way up the steps, and as soon as you get like the 2nd floor, right, your head gets above as you're working your way up the steps, you look and you realize this is also like, this is a 2-room house. It's the 1st floor is 1 room. The 2nd room is 1 room. And it's this common area. You can see the bed frames that the counselors at one point, I'm sure, had beds there. What little is left of mattresses have been just decimated by rodents. So you see fluff and springs and pieces of mattress. There seems to be like maybe a television at the far end of there. It's hard to tell with the kind of your flashlight going around. The wood on the steps is groaning as you're working your way up these steps. You can hear the rain now on the roof because before you were buffered by a whole floor, right? You didn't have that noise of the rain beating down, but as you move your way up, you can hear that. And it's just all just one big room. And it looks like this must have been the bunkhouse. This must have been where the counselor slept. In the same way we have cabins for the kids, this must be where the counselors lived.
Jamal, is Tony up?
I don't see him yet. Hold on. Tony, it's us. Tony, I don't think he's here. I don't think he's here, Jeffrey. Where's Tony?
Where the hell did he go?
I don't know. I saw him jump off the back. I thought he was heading over here.
Where's Scooter? Scooter! I walk like halfway down the stairs. Scooter.
Jamal, as you're moving that flashlight around, trying to look for Tony, see if he's up here, you find 4 sleeping bags by the right-hand wall, all shredded and at different points in disarray. They're all a deep navy blue, absolutely identical to the sleeping bags that you left in the girls' cabin. Or no, that you left in the cantina.
Oh, man.
Scooter.
I start heading back down the stairs. He's not up here, Jeffrey. I don't know where Tony is.
I walk down shaking my head, and Scooter's on the porch or near the porch.
Yeah, I'm going to cut to the porch. Scooter, you're flashing the flashlight, trying to get the attention of, it's gone now. Another flash of lightning happens, and there's nothing in that sky but clouds, thunder, and rain. Luckily, you're under the overhang still. You're still relatively dry.
I turn around and head inside at that point to check on Jeffrey and Jamal.
You head back inside, and you can see Jeffrey is now just now turning around. You can see Jamal's feet and his calves. Right, the rest of him is upstairs, but you can see that staircase, and Jeffrey's now turning his way down. Jeffrey, you see Scooter come through that front door with his flashlight.
Scooter, Tony's not up there.
Where the hell did he go?
I don't know. We had a plan.
He knows that we have to meet here, right?
I thought we were crystal clear. Unless he was in another place and maybe he ate some of those mushrooms in his pocket too, and we didn't know.
We cut to Tony working his way back behind the barn. What are we doing, Tony?
I want to go back in the canteen. We left out the back toward the dock, right?
The back loading dock, yep.
I'd like to come in the front then.
So you come to the wall that is kind of facing where the pathway is, the same wall where these things were working. It's trying to work through the window. And much like you saw in the back of it, you see maybe 6 of these things that have been shredded, different pieces and parts, and they're slowly just melting under the rain. This glue sludge is just soaking into the soil. You work your way up. You kind of look in the torn out window, and all you see is the light, Tony's light that's hanging on the thing. You don't see anything inside there.
Okay, I want to go in anyway. And so there's only 2 ways in and out, right? The front and the back.
If you don't count the broken window, yes.
So I kind of go toward the middle, and I start yelling, "I'm here, you! Come here! Come here! Get me!" Just shouting as loud as I can.
You definitely lose your stealth.
I have my lighter ready to light the rag.
What are we facing? Walk me through it. You're standing there screaming. Are we facing the front, the back? Are we moving in circles? What are we doing?
Okay, yeah, moving in circles because I want to kind of keep my eye on things, and I don't want to get pinned in by a wall. I want to have options where I can run. This floor, everything in this place is wood, right?
Everything's wood.
Okay.
Inside here, though, where you are right now is relatively dry.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Well, actually, it is fortunate. So anyway, I'm screaming and yelling, and hoping that the guys don't come and try to find me, but I'm trying to sound like I'm calling something because I don't want them to think I'm trying to get them to come find me.
You're standing and you're holding this lantern. You've got your lighter ready, and you're just screaming. And then you turn and you scream, and you're just trying to get the attention of whatever this was that you saw enter this thing. I'm going to cut back to inside the first floor of the counselor's cabin. What's happening?
Oh, I'm finally down the stairs, and I'm meeting up with Jeffrey and Scooter, and there's nothing up there. I saw 4 sleeping bags like we have up there, and they're all shredded.
You think he rented the wrong building? Like, you think he remembered which one's which? He could have went back to the girls' cabin. I have no idea.
I don't know. I don't.
Are there windows up on the second floor that overlook? We need our eyes up top overlooking the camp, looking for Tony. So I'm gonna haul butt
I don't
upstairs.
think that thing got him, do you? I mean, he was out before us. He ran out the freaking door.
Yeah, I don't think that's an option. I have no clue. But this is the only thing I could think of. And so Scooter runs upstairs and tries to find, whether it's boarded or not, some sort of view out front that I can gain access to.
Jamal and Jeffrey?
I'm going to stay on the porch just in case Tony comes back. And
I am going to the girls' cabin to see if he went there by accident.
oh, you're going far.
We just split the party again.
You're
You're welcome,
He
Craig.
goes up, and I go, I can't.
So Jamal and Jeffrey are standing on the front porch, and Jeffrey, you're taking off across this courtyard back to the girls' cabin?
Jeffrey.
Yeah,
where
I
you
go to
going?
hand the cat to Jamal, not remembering, and I'm like, forget it. I leave the cat there, and I just take my shirt and put it over my head, and I'm like, I just want to go. I'm by myself. I'll be fine. I just want to make sure he's not over there. I'll be back. All right.
So I don't know.
I'll be
I've
right
got a
back.
bloody nose. I'm going to give me like 2 seconds to go get a napkin. I don't know what's going on right now.
The excitement is overwhelming. Oh,
man,
Lord.
this is getting wild, guys.
Really, that
That's
happens
him.
at
That's
quarter
him
two.
foreshadowing what's going to happen to us.
Right,
That's what that is.
right.
Jesus. I went to wipe my nose, and I'm like, okay, it's bleeding. It's all good. All right. So, Jamal, what's your reaction when Jeffrey covers his head and starts heading out?
I'm pissed off because he left the cat with me, and 2, why are you running out in the rain with this creature running around by yourself? We're already down one guy in our group.
Dude,
What's your
it's
reaction,
Tony.
though?
It's Tony, and I just
I just shake my head. I'm at the point where I'm just like, forget about it. The frustration is high. I'm still hurt. I'm still beat up. Can't take a nap. I'm just resolved to the issue.
If Scooter sees Jeffrey go running off from that second floor, he's trying to pound on the glass to try to get him to stop. Obviously, it's too rainy and loud that you're not going to hear him. But is there any openings on the does the window open at all upstairs?
So you get to the far side, you see this old television here with a VCR and it's on like a chest, right? And there's a window there. It's been boarded up, and you're able to, because it's all rotted, you're able to pull that window out. And you look out into the rain, and you see a shadow running away from.
Okay.
Right, running away from it. Not real clear who it is from where you are, with all of the rain, the darkness, and everything. I've got Tony screaming, trying to get the attention of somebody in the cantina. I've got Jeffrey running across the courtyard. I've got Scooter on the second floor looking down. There's the overhang, so you can't see Jamal either, right? Because there's that overhang of the front porch. And then I've got Jamal on the front porch by himself. Jamal, can you read to me your destined ability.
Yes. Let me destined. Traits. Destined. You are the chosen one, and that's not always a great deal. In combat encounters or chase scenarios, enemies will always target you unless they are distracted.
And he's not. You see a flash of movement to your right, Jamal, and all you see is this wood mask face coming at you, and you see the axe coming across for you. He's going to attack using grit. Your CR is it 1? Right hand corner of your character sheet.
Yeah.
Okay. So he only needs 1 success to hit you.
I'm level. Are you talking about my level or my?
No, you should have CR. Does it have it on there for you? It may not. I think by default your CR is always 1.
Yeah.
Let me just double check. Yeah, your CR1. Your speed is 30. Okay. Yeah, your CR1. This
Okay.
axe comes across. Now you have a new ability that you picked up at level 3. What was it?
I have plot armor.
Okay. That gives you 2 slots of armor. Is that correct?
2 slots of armor, and then I also have on the counselor's jacket, which gives me another 2 points.
All right. So we're going to be able to roll for both armor. Let's roll for the counselor's jacket first.
All right. What do we
So
roll?
give me
for
just
that?
roll a 1d6.
1d6.
And on a luck, you prevent 1 damage. On a strange, you prevent 1 damage, but the armor takes damage. On anything else, it doesn't matter.
All right.
So just roll a 1d6. Use the little roller at the bottom right. Okay, so now for your plot armor, same thing. 1d6. We want either a strange or a luck. Okay, I need you to take 4 damage. I need you to roll a luck check on a CR2.
All right, hold on here. That's 7. This would be actually 3. So
Where does it put you?
I'm in the trauma section now.
Okay, so let's take a quick look at the rules for trauma. Hold on 1 second.
Bye, Jamal. It was nice knowing you,
All
sir.
right. Shoot. Where is it?
Do you want me to read it?
Lifeline status. Here it is. Trauma. You take such a hit that you begin to lose motor skills. Choose one of the following. Select a core skill with a talent point. Reduce it by 1, or choose an ability you can no longer use when in this state. All right. So I need you to choose either a core skill with a talent point and reduce that core skill by 1,
Mm-hmm.
or do you have an ability that you want to lose access to?
I want to lose access to luck. And
So
here's
you're
my
gonna drop your luck by 1. You mean
because my
No,
2 cores are grit and wit.
okay? And you have
And
a talent die in both of those.
Yes.
Okay, so that's one of those 2 you need to drop the core skill by 1.
Okay. I'll
Keep the
drop
talent die.
I'll drop the wit by 1.
Okay.
Take me to a 3.
How much health points do you have left?
I have 3 health points.
Walk me through what happens. This mask comes out of nowhere. The axe come across. It's going to hit you and do a good bit of damage.
It's like when you get sucker punched, you don't know what's coming, so it's really nothing you can do. And I see stars, and I'm knocked back in the doorway.
So the blade of it hits your shoulder, cuts through the jacket, hits you in the shoulder, gashes you in the shoulder. Jeffrey, I need a smarts check, please.
For Jeffrey.
Yep.
I'll use my luck.
You hear the crash. You hear the crash as you're running away. You hear just the sound of Jamal being crashed into the front of this counselor's house as this axe hits. You turn instinctively when you hear that sound, and you can see what's going on. You know what that is, and you know what it's done, because you can see Jamal is there. Tony, give me a smarts check. And Scooter, you hear something happening. You hear a crash happening below you. You can't see it because of the overhang of the porch, but something has crashed under you. Jeffrey's up.
The cat leaps towards the mask of this creature. Just it rears back, it hisses, and it just jumps onto its face. Attempts to.
All right. So we're going to use either bites or claws. Do you want to use its wits or its grit?
I'll use its wit since it's jumping onto its face on purpose to hopefully blind it.
Let's do it.
That was close. That was close. Now, does my cat give double also?
So, no, you passed. It was a wits check.
I know, but I was saying if I didn't.
No, it wouldn't.
I think so. It's my talent.
You see the cat just out of nowhere jump out of the doorway, and it just lands onto the face of this thing. How much damage does it do?
It does. So, yeah, we'll say that was claws. So it says damage 1 sharp.
Okay. So that's going to be that. It needs to do a luck check to see if it gains bleeding. It does not. I do luck check from Jamal, though, because of the sharp attack. And it's the reason it's CR2 is a special ability on the axe. Normally it's a CR1 to avoid the bleeding.
All right, I got 1 luck point banked, so I'm going to use that and add another die because I need all the help I can get.
You've got bleed 2. When we come back to you, you're going to lose 2 hit points.
Oh, okay.
Now, is that a strange also?
Oh, it is. Yep. Thank you. Okay. When this thing does damage, monsters in Shiver have a reaction. And depending on their DEFCON level, it determines how many die faces give it a free reaction. This thing is DEFCON 4, so it gets a reaction on grit, wit, smarts, and heart. So it's going to, let's see if it reacts. Okay, on a grit, cat jumps on this thing. We see it scratch it right at its neck. And I think it's the first time, Jamal, did you realize that this is a mask? Because you see the cat just scratch at its flesh, and you see you see it cut into it. It's then takes this cat and slams it up against the wall. The cat's going to take 1 blunt damage. So you
Right.
go ahead and mark that for me on its character sheet, Jeff. That is going to be Jeffrey's action. Jeffrey, you see all of that. Everything I've described, you've seen, including hearing the cat.
Yeah. I'll just say it stopped me in my tracks. I turned in the rain and I see the cat jump and everything, but I'm just kind of standing there.
You have a move and interact and an attack if you want one.
All right. So the search for Tony's going to have to wait. I run back towards the building.
Okay.
I run back towards the building. I heard Jamal physically get hurt.
And you come as you see this mountain of a man just slamming the cat up against the wall. You see the blood on its neck. You see Jamal crumpled on the front
Yeah.
porch.
I just yell out because I got nothing else to do. I'm just like, pick on someone your own size, and I take a heap of mud, like a mud ball, and I just throw it at it.
And it's not paying any attention to you, and the mud just hits it in the side of its face, and you see it turn, and it just starts walking towards you.
And I go, oh shit.
Scooter, what are you doing? As you see the shadow of this thing emerging, you hear see Jeffrey, you can hear Jeffrey, so you identify what's standing in the middle of this courtyard yelling at him. And now you see the shadow under the rain and the darkness of this thing walking slowly towards Jeffrey.
How far is that from where I'm at? And
20 feet.
That's too far to do anything. I yelled, Jeffrey, run! And I start hightailing it to the stairwell going down. I'm not going to be able to get off an attack, but for my interact, I need this feather that Cankersore gave me. I'm getting that ready to see if it's useful.
Okay, so you're just going to hold it in your hand?
I'm going to have it ready for my interaction with Big Dude.
So, Tony, you did not hear the crashing from Jamal, but you do hear Jeffrey outside yelling, pick on someone your own size.
Okay. So I immediately run out. I would assume it's coming from back toward the counselor's area.
Yeah, so that's going to be off to your left, right? So off to your
Yeah.
left, you can see the counselor's house. You can see this thing moving towards Jeffrey. You see Jeffrey standing like kind of right near the fire pit.
First of all, I'm going to scream, Jeffrey, come to me. And yeah, I'm not going to leave my area because I can't do anything if I get out of there.
And you're still under the shelter of the front porch of this cantina as you're yelling at him. And Jeffrey, you can hear that.
I'm doing all kinds of motions to try to get Jeffrey to.
Yeah. I look over my shoulder. I see him, and I'm like, freaking Tony, the plan, like in my head. And I'm just slowly, I've got to keep an eye on this thing, and I'm just backing up unless it tries running or lunging.
Mm-hmm.
I ran cross country in the mud once, and like, this is not a problem. So I'm sure I could get away from this thing.
So you're keeping the same distance from it. You're walking at the same pace.
If he's making a step, I'm taking one step backwards. As you know, I'm not getting ready to full out do anything because I'm luring it away. I need it to get away. I can't run and then have it turn back into the building. So
Jamal,
which direction? I'm sorry.
Towards you, I think, Tony. I think he's
backing. If which would be the center of the. Right, it was directly across. So I'm just walking backwards. Yeah.
Jamal, you're on the ground. Your shoulder is bleeding from this hit from this axe, and it's being washed by the rain, but refilling and just gushing. You just take 2 more damage. I think that puts you at 1 hit point.
Yes.
From the bleed 2. What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna get up because I hear my dad telling me, like, first time I got knocked down during the Golden Gloves, and I can hear my dad screaming, "It ain't over till you want it to be over. Get up." And so I just muscle my way up, pull out the stun baton. No, I don't even pull out the stun baton. I just put my hands up and just run out the door, and I try to give him the 2-piece as best I can.
So with
Jamal, no.
We see Jamal running towards him. It's not paying any attention, Jamal. So you're going to get a talent die added to this. I need a grit check for the punch kick.
All right, and I'm using my skill, Big Bad Beater.
Okay, and
I
what
get
does
to
that do?
add I get to add another talent die.
And grit, you have a talent die in grit already, right?
Yes, yes.
So that's gonna be +2 talent die.
Okay. Big. I gotta go to. Hold on. I'm sorry. I lost my items. Oh, here we go. Items. Kick punch.
So all you have to do on look there is think it says grit and how much
Yeah.
damage it does. But then you're gonna go back to
2.
grit to roll grit.
And then you said I can add another skill die.
You're gonna add
2
2
talent die.
talent die.
Yes.
Two
So
Awesome.
you're gonna be at
talent
3
die.
talent die.
Okay, here we go. This is how we get to midnight, fellas.
You got this. Come on.
No, this is how I want to see the 1, 2, 3.
1,
Okay.
2. It's 3 successes.
There you go. And
How much damage does it do?
It does 1 point for
Plus
every.
you've Yep, that's gonna be a
plus, yeah.
critical because you're 2 above. Oh wait, no, I'm sorry. Its CR is 2, so it's gonna be 1. It's not gonna be a critical. It's gonna be 1 extra, so it's gonna do 2 damage.
And I say, come on. I got a whole lot more for you. Come on.
So he gets his reaction. Again, we don't want to see a grit, wit, smarts, or a heart. And we don't. Come up from behind. And how are you hitting? Like, he's a good, like, you're coming in at the bottom of his shoulder blades. So what are you doing?
Oh, like when anytime you fight a bigger guy, you go right to the body. I go right to his body and hit him with some nice kidney shots.
And we see the lead punch and then the haymaker coming from the. Are you right or left-handed?
Right-handed, yeah.
Your right hand comes in with a haymaker, and the first punch it doesn't react to. The second punch it does.
That's the quiver liver.
and it causes him to stop. Scooter, you're at the front porch. You're seeing Jamal punch in the back of this thing. You see Tony on the front porch. You see Jeffrey kind of backing away, trying to lead this thing to the canteen, and you're just standing there. And my nose isn't bleeding anymore.
Huzzah.
Someone's winning.
Right.
Thanks for the wellness check.
It was really weird. I don't like it. My nose doesn't just start bleeding. It's not like I picked my nose. Really. I went like this and I went, yeah, my nose is bleeding. That's cool. Anyway, what are you doing, Scooter?
Scooter, as part of his move, is going to start slowly kind of having a hard time walking towards Jamal and this monster because something inside him is getting defensive real quick, and he's just kind of sputtering. The dried blood starts getting a layer of fresh blood over his ears, kind of drops down onto one knee and kind of rolls his eyes back for a second. And I'm going to try to invoke some madness into this monster.
Okay, remind us the rules on madness.
All right, so use this as an attack action targeting enemy. They must pass an opposed strange versus smarts check. So my strange versus their smarts, and depending on the results, something cool happens.
That's great because you don't have to go against the CR2, so that's huge.
So I'll roll my strange.
Three successes.
Who's the bitch now?
Where did you? Oh, no, that
bitch?
was the talent die. You
Wait
got
for-
that on the talent die.
Wait for the roll.
snap.
Oh, I just realized how good a talent die on strange is
Yeah.
because they're all successes on a talent die.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a big deal. I never realized that mechanically. What a big deal it is for a weird to have a talent die because you're gonna get a success from that talent die.
It guarantees doom clockage, but YOLO.
Yeah,
We're already there.
3 successes against his smarts. He got none. So you've gotten 3 successes. What happens?
All right, so I roll a d6, and it's luck. And based on that, let me jump over to that. He attacks himself.
Oh,
Oh,
Okay.
nice.
Luck and strange, he attacks himself. Have fun with that one, Craig.
So first, I want you to pay the piper real quick for me.
Oh, yes, it is 2 doom clock minutes.
Let's make this worth it.
We have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 ticks left to midnight.
So the cops come and help us, right?
Yeah, that's exactly what.
Someone turns the
what I
lights
had
on.
as midnight.
It's Truman Show.
So this thing is going to hit himself with the axe. But I need you to walk me through the entire sequence. You fall to your knees. We start to see fresh blood coming from your ears. Your eyes roll back.
This Warden of the Woods pauses mid response to dealing with Jamal, and he looks over at Scooter, and his right hand is down at his waist with his axe sitting there just kind of limp, and he kind of turns his head a little strange towards Scooter and just plop right up to his own face.
He sees right through Jamal as if Jamal's not there punching him, right? He just turns around Jamal. You're just like, bam, bam. And all of a sudden he goes, and you're expecting just to get hit, right? You don't know what the hell's happening behind you. This thing sees right through you. You see his hand come up with the axe, and you instinctively can't even, you're cowering back. You're in no position. And it just goes, and the axe goes right into the wood on there. It now needs to do a luck check on the smart. It gains grit. Tony.
Tony's going to run out because this creature's not coming his way. So I'm going to kind of keep the lantern. I'll put it under my shirt, and I'll grab my stick, almost like a jousting thing. Just start running toward this thing.
Okay, so you're going to get a move. Interact is to put the lantern under your shirt, and the attack is going to be attacking him with your bat. Is that a grit check? Check the weapon?
Yeah, most likely. Yes.
All right, let's do it. CR2, you need 2 successes.
Yeah. I'm out of luck.
Okay.
Oh, it's too long.
That's one
Okay.
success, which I think it hits him but doesn't hurt him. So walk me through it.
Okay.
Could also tick back the clock one.
That's what I was wondering, if I could use that to tick the clock back
Sure
instead.
can.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's
we'll
not gonna
take-
hurt 'em,
Yep. So I'm going to take
We'll
one
take
off
one
the
off
clock.
the clock.
That's done. You're still going to hit him and not hurt him. So you are running towards him like a joust.
I think I hit him, but it comes back into my shoulder and hurts me more than him.
Yeah, he doesn't even react, right? So it hits him, and it's like you went into a brick wall. And let's set the scene here real quick. Tony's just hit him with a stick. Jeffrey's out there trying to lure him, and everybody's doing everything to stop Jeffrey from being successful. Jamal, you're cowering under him, fully expecting him to hit it. He's taking the axe and he's yanking the axe out of its head. And you're seeing this iridescent green bleed coming off this wood, this birch white wood mask that it's wearing. Scooter, you're on the ground, your eyes roll back forward, and you can see it worked. Because you can tell it hurt itself. Jamal's going to be acting last. Tony just act. I think it's Jeffrey. No, it's it. It's him. It's him, then Jeffrey. I think he's going to move on you, Scooter. You're on your knees. He walks over you, Jamal, like you're a toddler. And you fall into the mud as you fall between his legs. As he just walks past you like you weren't even there. He doesn't slow down or anything. And he takes the axe out of his head and goes.
Does he see the feather in my hand?
Oh,
I'm
talk
sitting
to me
there?
about the feather, Scooter. What's on the feather?
all Scooter knows is that there's a connection with this item
Yep.
and the Warden
But I
of the
put the
Woods.
feather in there, so let's read them off.
What's that?
In your items, go in your items.
Go to your items. You should have the feather in your items. Do you?
No, I just. Oh, there is.
Oh,
Oh wait, no,
that's-
there's no text on it though.
All right. Oh, there
It
isn't.
didn't save.
Oh yeah, because it wouldn't go through last time. You were like
Hold on,
glitching.
hold
Yeah.
It says Jamal heals 10 hit points.
No, I
Yeah,
did not
you-
give you. I no, I didn't. You don't have it. Hold on one second. This is going to be a nice
We
review.
all,
Hold on.
we all
I'm
turn
gonna
into
give it to you.
birds and fly away.
It's a sensu bean. Sensu bean.
Okay, you've got it now. The Warden Owl feather. Read it off to us.
A feather from a crow tainted by the evils. When worn, the Warden of the Woods has a harder time recognizing you as not of the woods. Warden attacks against you are at a minor disadvantage.
Sweet.
Come
Okay, so-
at me, bro.
So he comes up and you see that half hesitation, right? As the axe starts to come down. So at a minor disadvantage, he's going to lose a skill die.
Oh,
He misses you. Walk me through it. He takes this axe out of his head, comes up. You see it hesitate for a second, and you're not hit by this axe. What happens?
I think it's straight luck that this happens because when he hit himself in the head, he's seeing double and he swung for the wrong double. And he
Why,
just
that-
kind of loses
That
it and
axe,
hits the
you're
ground.
standing there like you're helpless. You're on your knees. Rain is drenching down everywhere as everything is this gray, noisy haze. And you see that axe come up and you just instinctively close your eyes, waiting for it. And then you hear the as that axe head hits the soft, muddy ground to the right of you. Now it's Jeffrey.
Jeffrey looks down. He sees Jamal, and he doesn't need Jamal to get hit with another axe, so he needs to take the axe out of the picture. I jump onto its axe arm now that it's in the mud, and I put my whole body weight on this thing's arm, hopefully to give everyone else a shot at not being hit by the axe. As we all know, numerous times I've said I'm an athlete, which is one of my abilities. So I get a talent die to feats of athleticism, such as running, jumping, climbing.
You can
So-
use wit or grit here. What do you want to
All right,
use?
so I'm going to use, they're both the same at this point. So I'm going to use wit because I'm doing it specifically to take the axe out of the picture. Yeah, let's do
CR2.
that. Yeah, let's do that. So I get this and a talent die. 1. And that's all I got.
You get onto his arm, and as he pulls the axe out of the soft ground, you go flying backwards. He throws you at the same time. It's like you weren't even there. It's not like you even grabbed onto his arm. Everything seems weightless to him. Everything seems to be feather light as he stands there. God, I really don't enjoy this.
I'm just covered in mud.
You're dead, Jamal. We
Yep.
come to you. You're at bleed 2 with only 1 hit point left.
I died in the mud.
As you're lying there on the ground, anything go through your mind as you go to black?
I just upset that I won't be able to see my twin sister and my parents again. I flash back to the best times that I had with my family. I flash back to the best times I had with my fellow juvenile delinquents. And I go with a little smirk on my face, knowing that I hit him in the kidney and made him.
Gave him the 1-2.
I gave him the 2-piece.
And there's a distortion of reality for you in that last moment. And I think we all flash back to Juvie. You're in the commissary. You're in line. You're first. No, you're second. Some dude's in front of you. Some dude that doesn't mess with you, you don't mess with him. Then there's you. There's Scooter. And there's Tony standing behind you. And out of frickin' nowhere, this kid you've never met before budges in front of you. And it's Jeffrey.
Fucking Jeffrey.
You've never met him before. I want to know that moment when he budges in front of you, and this is the first time you've met him.
He reminds me of the kid who pushed my mom down the step. That
Not the person you want to be
privilege.
reminded of.
Dude.
Right. The privilege that he's taking right now is pissing me off, and I got to kind of keep my rep. So I literally slam my tray down on the little slide line, grab him by his collar, grab him by his waist, and I toss him out of line. And I say, I don't know who you think you are in the world, but in here, there are rules. And if you don't want to get your ass kicked today, I expect you to be at the back of the line when I'm done.
And Jeffrey says something that becomes the basis of your friendship going forward. Jeffrey, as you are crashed into the corner of the line of this hallway at the commissary, getting your ass lifted off the floor, thrown against the wall, you look at Jamal, who you've never met before. He says that to you. What do you say to him?
I wipe the mashed potatoes off me from hitting the other guy's tray, and he's all pissed at me now. And I don't even get off the floor. I just look at him. He's stern, like he's one step away from giving me the 2-piece. And I just say, you're right, man. And I just sit there until he goes through his line, he gets his food and doesn't turn back. And that was my reality check.
Yeah, and we see that the last person, literally the last person, even though it didn't need to be, is Jeffrey. It just stays there until everybody goes through the line. And I think I want to end this flashback for Jamal with the three of you sitting together at the table. You finished. You ate all your food. You ate your little shitty pudding dessert. And Jeffrey walks up with his tray full of food because he was last in line and just kind of looks. And we see Jamal just kind of nod to the empty seat. And we see Jeffrey sit down. We cut back to the thunder, to the rain. I think we're on Tony.
So Tony doesn't know that Jamal's not here anymore, but he does know that he's collapsed. Drop the lantern out from under my my shirt, and I grab the my bat, sort of like this, and I try to run because I believe the bad guy's facing the opposite direction.
He is. His back is to you.
So what I want to try to do is run and jump on his back with the bat over his neck.
Oh, to kind of like get like in a choke?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Same thing. You have your choice of either wit or grit. It's going to be CR2.
Oh, I have to go wit. I don't want to do wit, but I have to.
You don't have to. You have your choice, right? Because either this is going to be you trying to physically overpower and get on him, or it's going to be a matter of skill, right? You have you have two approaches here.
Yeah, I think I'm going to do wit.
Okay. Again, CR2 is killing you guys. This is the big bad, right? Walk me through what happens.
So I'm going to use that to take the
The clock down.
and
So smart.
this is going to invoke my flaw. I stop and scream, Jeffrey, my mom's over there. And I take off running toward the darkness.
What is your flaw?
Hallucination. And so I run probably about 30 yards. And Jeffrey, it's okay. Mom will get us out of here. And all at once I let off this blood-curdling scream. First of all, it's dark. I can't see.
Yeah.
But I think I see my mom. But she's got 2 extra arms growing out of her side. And she's been cut open like
Oh
the
my God.
raccoon. Like the raccoon.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Because that makes sense with everything that's going on.
It
And I'm
totally does.
stoned.
And
I
the
just
plethora of drugs in the last 24 hours.
And I just
Exactly.
And credits.
I
No.
fall
Somebody say it.
fall down.
Scooter, you're on the ground. The axe has been pulled out of the mud that you thought was the end of you. Jamal is not moving. You see Tony screaming, running away. Jeffrey has been thrown off.
I'm lunging for this stun baton next to Jamal's body.
That's your interact.
And I am imagining I've lunged to where I'm in the mud and I just reach up and I try to hit him with that tail end of it that should and hopefully shocks the living hell out of him. And I'm going to take a swing with it.
And unfortunately for you, you're very familiar with these things because they've been used against you in prison. So you have no trouble orienting it right and getting the thumb on the trigger. And we see you click it and we see that blue light at the end of this baton go as you shove it up there. What does it use? Oh, you don't know it because you don't have it. Hold on.
I've got his character sheet. It's either grit
Okay.
or smarts.
All right, which one are you using?
I'm going to regret it regardless, but I'm going to go grit because that's the kind of action it is.
What happens?
I think I do everything perfectly, except for the thumb on the trigger. It was not pressed, and so it was not active when I went swinging at him, and I just hit him with a light wiffle bat.
Which against the Warden just ain't gonna cut it. And you hit him like right here, right on that muscle that comes right off the armpit. And oh, that half second. Jeffrey. No, Warden.
Yeah.
I think he attacks Scooter. I think that's what makes sense. And he's going to lose a skill die because of the feather. Oh boy.
Oh.
That's a crit. It's going to be 8 damage.
Through weekend limping, and I just started my first tick of trauma.
Okay, so all right, so you're at limping. So you need. Where do you have your talent die on? Strange.
Yes.
Okay, drop that core skill by 1 for me.
Okay.
And then I also need you to do a luck check, CR2, to avoid bleeding 2. Get CR1. You got the 1. You didn't get the 2. So you're now bleeding 2 when we come back to you. The axe comes up. You shove this baton up on, just under his armpit. The axe comes back down. How much hit points do you have left, Scooter?
7.
It comes down. So this is only bringing you to half, right? A little less than half. So I don't think it's going to like cut you open, right? So what happens?
I think he hits me with the blunt side of the axe. Maybe it's not a 2-sided axe, or he hits me with the stub end of it, and just kind of.
The blade meets you, and you hit the flat side of it. Is what?
Yeah.
And you just get knocked into the ground, and you're just covered in this mud. Because you're weird, as you meet the mud starts to meet you, and you can feel it just tickle the hairs on the back of your neck. Tony?
I don't know how long the hallucination lasts. I think last time we kind of, because it doesn't say, I assume it would be through the encounter.
No.
No?
You're a turn away. So you tell
Okay.
me what Tony would do.
I can.
So
I
you
can
realize
yell.
it's not her. When she gets effed up
Yeah.
and weird, you just like, whoa, wait a second. This isn't real.
Okay, I call out for Jeffrey. Jeffrey, help! I don't know what's going on. Jeffrey, please help
So-
me.
I'm going to use my snap out of it ability because it's a new quarter. Because I can use it once per quarter. I think you are afraid right now. Is that true? Or are you stable? But is your character afraid or no? You're at.
Oh
stable.
yeah, I would be. Well, no.
Oh, okay.
Mechanically, I'm
Mechanically,
fine.
you're not. Okay.
Yeah,
Then
so I think you
this
want to save
doesn't-
it.
Then
Yeah.
this doesn't do anything. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I thought you were afraid.
Mechanically save it.
So I'll.
Doesn't
the
mean
same
in
thing
the-
I always say.
I mean, in the
Like,
fiction,
Tony,
you can't do it.
I need you with us now. That's like my thing. Every time you're in outer space, I'm like, I need you with us now. Your mom's not over there. She's not over there. And I'm like, I'm in the mud. I'm scraping the mud off. I'm kind of half seeing what happened to Scooter.
So those are the key words that kind of snap me back. I'm assuming we've done this before.
Yeah. And it's always I. It's me
Yeah.
saying, I need you. Like I need. That's what happens. I change it from we need you to I need you, Tony.
So I come back over. I'm not as fast as I left, but I'm trying to run back over to help my friends. Would I have an attack this? Probably not this
You
turn.
definitely would.
Would I? All right. I have this handle and I just haul back just as hard as I could possibly swing it.
Let's do it.
Okay. Oh, only one.
So you hit him. Give me a quick luck check.
Okay.
Thank you for the gift, Coda.
Oh, luck is my thing.
Fill up that luck track for me.
Yeah.
With all three. The luck was to check to see if the handle broke, and it definitely did not. So you hit him. He doesn't even register that you're in the scene. He is very focused on Scooter right now because Scooter's the one that made him put an axe into his head. Jeffrey.
As I'm yelling to Tony that I need him to snap out of it, I am making my way over to Jamal, who's down in the mud. And this is like in my path to get up as I'm getting in with everybody. And I grab his arm that's closest to me, and I'm like, dude, we got to get out of here. We got to get out of here. And then I look and I realize
His eyes are wide open.
this is, and maybe it takes me half a second, but I don't need to check his pulse. I realize that Tony and Scooter don't know that he's already down. And I stand up. I look down at him. These odds don't look great. And before I look back to the creature, I just say to him, I say, yeah, you're right, Jamal. You're definitely right. And I don't run, I don't jump. I just walk over to it. And I got nothing, but I'm just punching it. I'm just punching. I've reserved that this is the last stand here. So I'm going to go ahead and punch this thing in whatever area I could hit it. So that would be grit. And I have 1 luck, which I will absolutely use. Oh, mother. Oh, my knuckles, I just feel them pop. And it's like punching a brick wall.
Well, no.
No?
It's like punching a tree.
Okay.
Because you hit him and it's not soft like flesh, right? You hear it crack like you punched bark. Scooter. You're in the ground, surrounded by this mud. This thing just right into the flat of your chest. And he's coming back up again. He's not done.
I don't think Scooter comes to right away. I think what's inside of him makes a last-ditch effort to protect Scooter and who Scooter calls brothers. And something inside him just reaches out and tries to attack this thing. So I'm going to use my Demon's Claw. You channel the dark power within you into an attack. Do a CR1 strange check. If successful, swipes at near range at the enemies, dealing 2 soul damage to all enemies within range. So this is the last ditch effort.
You got the success. You also got 2 luck, so you can bank a luck.
I will do that.
He takes 2 damage. He also gets to react. Heart's one of his things. The slasher takes the hit and goes into overdrive. For the next attack made against the slasher, their CR is +1.
Oh my god!
So you're at a CR3 if you attack him. But that's good because you're not attacking him at a CR. So
as a penalty,
again, what is? Oh, go ahead. Penalty. Go ahead.
Oh, the penalty is I take 1 soul damage and I tick the doom clock 3 minutes.
Okay. What?
We're all in. It is what it is. This entity just.
Then again, I just punched him.
So we've seen this demon claw before. I think that was the first thing that we saw in the barn.
Yeah. And really what happens is, Scooter's somewhat out. They're laying on the ground and he just arches his back and you see this like purple, hazy kind of cloud reach out of his chest and just swipe at this monster. And then the claw whisks away into like a mist after it hits.
And against his flesh, we see the 3 claws tear across its chest. And we see splinters of flesh come off like they're splinters of wood. Come off as this thing slashes across its chest. And we see this iridescent green bleeding from its chest, soaking into the orange jumper pants that it's wearing. I think I've got Tony now. Am I right?
Mm-hmm. So Tony is right behind it because he tried to whack it with his stick. So Tony's going to jump on his back and try to put his fingers into its eyes and try to just push and pull. And Tony's going to be all in. He's going to use 3 luck.
Are you
So
using wit or grit? Is this a matter of physical
it's
force or dexterity?
this is grit.
Okay.
So
Plus 3 core die.
all right, here we go.
What?
So when you jump onto his back and you try to get your fingers into the eye holes of this birch wood mask, what happens?
I think I get up on his back, and he's bleeding from his head from the axe wound, and I can't get a hold of it, and
So I
probably
think you're-
slip off.
Yeah, I'm going to make it a little bit better than that if it's okay, though,
Mhm.
Tony. So you go up and you're trying to get into his
Mhm.
eyes, right? Which you're a smaller guy.
Holding onto the mask.
Yeah, and you
Mhm.
know, like, if I'm not your size, I need to go for your nuts or your eyes, right?
I had those 2 options, and I went for the eyes because I
He
thought
wasn't- You weren't sure
possible
the
he has
first
no
one
nuts.
existed.
if it had tree nuts.
Right? Yeah. Well, you find it's 2 acorns. So you go there and you end up not getting the eyes, but you end up grabbing the gash in this birch mask,
Mhm.
and you're able to tear it, and half of this mask comes off.
Okay.
And we see exposed muscle and flesh there. And we see no skin, just the flesh of the cheek muscles and the jaw muscles, and just pulsating iridescent green
Mhm.
working and feeding each of these muscles with what all the muscles need to work.
Can I haven't done an interact yet, have I?
Nope. What's your interact?
I want to shout out to Jeffrey and to Scooter. Go for the head. There's flesh on the head. And yeah, I did take a strange there, I think, didn't I?
Yeah, he put it on there.
I ticked you.
All right, I'm done. I would imagine I'm still hanging, right?
Yeah,
Hanging
you're
on.
still on his back, and you've torn half of this mask off. I don't think we're back on him again. I think I'm on Jeffrey or Scooter. Help me out.
He goes, then Jeffrey starts.
Okay, so we're back on him again. Scooter still makes sense to me.
Mhm.
Scooter's in front of him. Jeffrey and Tony are barely registering. Actually, no. The ripping off of the mask, Tony, I think is him not with the axe, but
Yeah.
him reaching back after you.
Mhm.
So he's going to use his powerful punch kick. That's going to be a grit check. He gets to use the full thing because you are featherless. Only 1 success. He's going to grab you and slam you over his head like a wrestler into the mud to the right of Scooter. I need you to take 2 blunt damage for me. Where's that much?
I've only got I still have 14 points left.
Jeez.
Everybody, especially Jamal, hates you. You slam into the ground. Jeffrey.
Is the lantern with the cloth in it on the ground near us?
I think the question is whether the lantern's broken or not.
Okay.
Who has a better luck, you or Tony?
Oh, I do.
Hope Tony.
Okay,
I
so
only have
Tony, give me
3.
a luck check to see whether this shattered that lantern or not. CR1.
I guess I should have rolled.
We're 1 minute away from midnight. You look for that lantern and you see the glass
Yeah, my last hope.
shatter under his shirt.
I am going to use my charmed, I am sure, to persuade this creature to come after me and get them away from the other two.
Which charmed? Read it.
So it just gives me +1 talent die to persuade somebody or charm them. So it would be
CR2.
heart. Yep, heart, and then I would add a talent, which would be 2 talent. So, and you know what? And I have a luck die. So let's go all in.
Before you roll this,
Sure.
where are we in the fiction?
But we are, Tony just got flung off his back. Scooter's down in front of him, just did some crazy things I don't understand. I punched him in the side. It didn't do anything. I'm picking up rocks and I'm just throwing rocks at it, muddy rocks. I'm yelling at it. Come on. I look over at Jamal like this is a problem, right? Jamal's gone. I don't think this is going to fix it, but everyone else is getting beat up. I only have 4 off, so I think if I can get this away, again, I don't think it can catch me. So
that's a good point.
Hitting it with rocks. I'm just hitting it with rocks. So I'm gonna roll like 8 dice.
Oh, that's the 2 hearts I need. 4 successes. Holy shit. Okay. All of this is happening. He takes Tony and he just rips him off his back and slams him into the ground. And we see Tony go like this. And we see the lantern that he had under his shirt shatter. Scooter, you're on the ground. You're now, the back of your head is in the mud. The back of Tony's head in the mud. And you're just kind of looking at him. And through his legs, you see Jeffrey's legs. And Jeffrey is just, you son of a
bitch.
Just throwing shit at him. And we see his axe come up for you, Scooter, and it stops. And it's just like a Frankenstein turns its back to you and faces you, Jeffrey. Jeffrey, there's about 5 foot between you and him. You're within arm's reach and you start walking backwards.
Yeah.
And you realize that it worked, that it's starting to walk towards you, Scooter.
I'm coming to. I'm popping up and I'm trying to hit this guy from the back, trying to hit that freaking button this time, learning from past mistakes. I'm going to try to stun baton this thing.
I'm like, guys, run! And I just shake my head. I'm like, I keep trying to lure this thing away.
All right. Oh, 2 grit.
That's 2 successes. That's a hit. So talk to me about the stun baton.
I think with his back turned to me, it takes the fear out of the situation, or a little bit of it, to where I can focus. And I've got, okay, step 1, finger on the trigger. Step 2, push the trigger. Step 3, swing with the blunt end, hitting bad guy. And I hit him square in the back.
What's it do?
It sends enough electricity into him that he sits there and starts shaking, potentially getting down onto his knees, kind of falling to his knees, potentially losing grip of said axe, if GM allows.
What I'm asking for is the mechanical. What is
no, I'm asking for that though. That's the thing.
Know,
That's what I'm asking for.
Your GM hears you.
I'm trying to. Yeah, I swing for the fences.
But there's something special on the stun baton. Tell me what it is.
Yeah,
it's how much damage?
It actually does 2 stunning damage.
Okay.
Stun damage.
And is there anything after that?
I can't open the description of it.
Okay,
It's not
hold on. Oh, you
No,
can't
to
fix it.
shock
Yeah,
position.
yeah. Hold on, because you don't have it. So let's fix that real quick so that you can actually look at this thing. So let's put that stun baton on
Ooh, let
you.
me-
You should now have it. Okay, read it to me now.
Okay, so stunned baton, a metal baton with an electrified prong is at its tip for zapping enemies. Okay, electrocute. If an enemy hit by this weapon is in water, it's raining. Shock damage is doubled. Wink.
That's important.
Okay.
That's important.
So we see the blue electricity that was only going between the nodes of the stun baton go up the back of him. And it goes. Oh, God. I love this ability, but I hate it right now, which is his reaction. Every time a monster in Shiver takes damage, it gets a reaction.
Come on, Strange.
Ugh.
No.
Again, it's going to get a +1 against you. Or, oh, no. Ooh, we effed up. We're going to go with it,
No, we
though.
didn't.
You're supposed to be at CR3.
Yeah, I just
So you're
realized
going to
that.
be at CR3 if you attack it straight again.
I threw a rock at it. That technically was the next attack.
I'll remove my luck that I didn't use.
No, we're
for
fine. We're fine.
payment.
Tony, you're on the ground. You just see Scooter throw that baton into its back. You see the electricity surge up its back.
Is it on its knees or is it still standing?
No, it barely buckled.
Okay.
I love you, Nick. Sorry.
Try. Sorry, y'all.
All right. Well, Tony's going to get up and he's going to run over and he's going to try to give it a nice swift kick in the twigs and berries.
Let's do it. Twigs and berries.
Mhm.
That sounds like a wit to me. Is
Yeah.
it grit?
Probably a wit because it's more
Yeah, I think it's a
dexterous.
wit too.
Of course.
It's CR3,
You kick at
right?
this thing, you hit him on the inner thigh.
And it hurts like hell, I imagine.
It's turning back. No, it's not. You had a ton of successes, Jeffrey. It's still walking towards you. It's still walking towards you, and it's going to take a swing at you with its axe.
Piece of cake.
Nothing. It swings and it falls right in front of you. The axe comes by your nose. Despite all the wind and the rain and everything, you still feel it just tickle little tiny white hairs on the tip of your nose as it slams into the mud in front of you. Cheers.
I realize my buddies are idiots. Like I just in a good way, just in a like, please run. I'm trying to be heroic. And now that again the axe is in the mud, I want the axe. I want this axe. So I'm gonna jump on this axe. I'm gonna try to wrestle this thing out of his hand.
Definitely gonna be a grit.
Yeah. So
CR2.
and will I get my 1 talent die for athletic?
Yes.
Okay. And I have no luck. Oh my god. Fellas.
Did we
that's
just win?
That's 4 strange.
You guys can't just hit a quarter. You have to go past it.
Jamal,
I
you
went
can't
past it.
laugh. You're dead.
Way
sorry.
past it.
My fault. I sat up for a hot second. It's like, damn, Jeffrey.
For some reason, I think I could wrestle this axe out of this guy's hand, and I'm a
this
featherweight.
axe.
I'm a
Jeffrey,
featherweight.
You're on this axe and you're trying to pry this axe out. And you hear thunder as you're trying to pry this axe out. But before it's like, and you see the flash of lightning. There's no flash of lightning afterwards. And then it happened. You hear the thunder again and again and again and again. And as you look up, you're seeing the side of his head getting shredded. Holy fuck, this isn't thunder. Somebody's shooting at him. And you see the laser sights on his body. You fall off of him as he is staggering back, getting repeatedly hit by automatic fire. And we watch him get shredded into nothing, getting fired at by automatic weapons from multiple directions. Tony and Scooter, you realize what's happening. Jeffrey, you fall to the ground into the mud. We slowly go higher to an aerial view as we see the men in black military SWAT uniforms closing in a circle on the four of you. Tony gets the first shot to the head. Jeffrey gets the second.
My dad.
We see the energy coming from Scooter before he's shot in the head. Who's going to say it?
Troy.
Roll the credits.
We'll go to credits.
Oh, you're muted.
Still there trying to draw it
I have
away.
no weapons.
We're back.
Man.
We're going to do the standard thoughts, stars, and wishes, but we're done. So I'll also throw in their questions. So open kimono, whatever questions you have, whatever you're wondering about, you didn't quite know what fit, what didn't fit is wide open. I'm going to start with just a comment, which is this was basically a play to lose scenario. There was, I didn't know how you guys got out of this. At the quarter past doom clock was the rain and the zombies, right? So the storm goes full on. It's just always going to be raining and storming. At half past was the Crow family. No way of knowing which way that could have gone. That could have been the end of you, honestly. The Crow family is nasty. They've all got these wacky mutated abilities, but Tony saved your asses at not dying at half past with that incredible heart check. A quarter of was the Warden. And then at midnight is the military cleanup to make it all go away. Polynym, this was not the happy little cleanup trip at the lake that the judge said it would be. Yeah. I think Judge Ezekiel is a big fat liar. I agree, Polynym. I agree. I got to start with you, Troy. Loved how you played Jamal the whole way. I really did. And, this is Shiver is cinematic horror, and good Lord, we had cinematic horror. And so I'll start with you. Let's start with questions. Are there questions that you have? Things that you are wondering about now that we're done?
I'm still wondering about why is the military involved? Is this some kind of proving ground for their mutations that they're making? They're trying to do super soldiers. What?
So here's the lore dump, right? So you had a chemical plant cannery here that was just dumping chemicals that was being created from the cannery, and it changed the land. When the cannery closed, there was a group of hippies that opened up a camp here, not knowing what was here. That camp, you had essentially an entire class of campers die. They were taken by the land. And that's when the Mississippi State cut the funding, trying to cover it all up, right? So the whole thing was hush hush. It was covered up. And what the legislation in Mississippi was just like, we just need this to go the F away, right? The military came in to study it all because they're like, something wiped out a whole bunch of people. That's super interesting if you're the military. So the military comes in and starts studying this and realizes that there's things here we don't understand. And it brings in scientists and so on and so forth. Several groups are lost. Our Dr. Terry's brought in. She starts to figure out what's happening here. The problem is that Terry runs out of test subjects. And that's when the deal is made between the military and Judge Ezekiel we need to feed in the undesirables. We need to feed in new blood so that Terry can keep doing these studies to figure out what's going on and if we can utilize this. So you guys were part of a program of sacrificial. The energy, folk horror spirits of the land was reclaiming itself from the toxicity. It warped everything, and it started taking the bodies of some of these subjects and turning them into this Warden of the Woods, which becomes the offense against the invasion that keeps happening to try to allow the land to happen. On the side of this, we have the Crow family for generations living off running a meth lab.
Of course.
And a few things happen. One, both the parents die and they're murdered. And that's the two dolls laying on the ground. So you had the 4 children standing there and the 2 on the ground. That's the parents that are killed. Janet Crow figures out that if we utilize some of the sludge coming from the ground and mix it with the meth, it becomes in high demand. So they're running just this meth lab off in the corner. That's the Crow family. So that's kind of everything that's happening here, right? So you guys were sacrificial lambs. Judge Stone is getting some money on the side to make sure this happens. You were the 3rd or 4th group that was just lost and forgotten and sent through this. Poor Bo Jenkins started banging his granddaughter. So he got thrown in this.
No Mo Bo.
Yeah.
No Mo Bo. Bobo.
What other questions do you have, Troy?
Oh, that was it. That was it for me.
I say we impeach the stupid judge.
Yeah, you're right.
So let's start off with thoughts. And thoughts are going to be focused on kind of a meta look at this from the system to the experience and everything. What were your thoughts on playing Shiver?
Well, first of all, I had a blast, and I want to thank you again, Craig, for letting me be part of this.
I didn't let
awesome
you do
table.
anything. You're doing me the favor, my friend.
Well, no,
I
you
hear you,
invited. You did the casting call, and you chose me. So I feel very honored to be totally
Good
honest.
choice.
Not the
Craig.
last time you're going to be on here, Troy.
Well, hopefully this will be the last time I die. I want to make it to the end. Okay?
You made it to the end. You were the
The
last.
brother
episode.
always dies first. I was not trying to die first.
No, the brother always dies first when he chooses the chosen one.
That's what I was going to say. You didn't tell us you came with all this baggage.
like I knew the Warden was going to show up and was going to attack one of you, right? And you guys just leaned into the genre so hard, and you split yourselves up. Everything you did made so much sense. So I'm sitting here. I've got Tony making a bunch of noise. I've got Scooter upstairs, and just so you know, the Warden of the Wood has a special ability. He can teleport. He can be wherever he needs to be, just like Michael Myers can, right? Which is a really neat ability for the slasher archetype for a villain, is that if nobody's looking, he's gone,
Yeah,
and he
you
can
turn
be where he
around,
needs
he's
to
not-
be.
yeah.
It's phenomenal. It's phenomenal. So you know, all the smoke, all the blowing smoke to the Menzies brothers. So it's just like, all right, I can put him anywhere. He's out of sight. He's out of mind right now. He's out of sight at least. I can put him anywhere. And then I was just like, oh God, that's right.
I'm the chosen one.
Jamal's the chosen one.
Destined.
I have no choice. I have to, right? I've got to do it. So,
I mean, it's cool. You know, like I knew eventually we were going to die. I just didn't want to be the first one.
So
Because,
here's
you
the question. When did you know that as a player, Troy, that there's a good chance these 4 characters are going to die?
Well,
when did you get a strong inkling we're not coming
Well-
out of this?
when the zombies were getting ripped up,
Mm.
because I thought, man, we're going to get killed by the zombies. Well, we could probably survive the zombies, but when we saw the creature who seems to don't like zombies started killing zombies, I'm like, we're done. And then he's throwing the door like across the entire cantina. Oh, tonight's the night. Tonight is the night. So, and when I got sucker punched by the axe, so I was pretty much and I failed all my armor saves.
Yeah. And for directors of future Shiver games that are watching, armor doesn't mean a lot. Like armor is great, but don't think that just because your players have armor that they're going to be that much better at taking the thing in. And a DEFCON red enemy is no joke. A DEFCON red enemy is going to clear out 4 players, and that's okay. That's part of the genre. And I'm not saying like lighten up on people, because we're not playing Dungeons and Dragons here, right? We're playing a horror game, and you know there's a implicit play to lose when you play this, or you play Trail of Cthulhu or Call of Cthulhu or Chill or any of these other games, right? But just know that a DEFCON red enemy with 45 hit points is going to kill everybody, and just know that, and that's okay, right?
Cat was not going to get there.
No,
With one shot. No.
So Troy, star, like, and let's do 2 stars. So if I can do a star for tonight's episode of when you were the most here first. So when tonight were you the most here?
I think the death scene for Jamal.
Oh, really?
The way you brought it, you know, just for me, just, you know, happy times with my family, happy times with the guys, you know, and then just kind of fading to black. You know, the last flash of me tossing Jeffrey and getting him to understand the order of things was just classic. I was like, oh. And look, I was trying to hold back because I was getting a little choked up. I was like, oh no, I'm not going to cry on the stream.
I said out loud I wasn't happy you chose me as that guy, but I was very happy you chose me.
and that was I went there because you started. I followed you, Troy, on that. You started with the flashbacks and stuff, and I'm like, I think we need that cinematic moment at the origin, at the very beginning, and the conflict between Jamal and Jeffrey was so interesting. That relationship was so interesting because there was a huge animosity undercut by love between the 2 of you, and I was just like, let's fucking do this. And you leaned in, and Lou leaned in to finish it, and just we made something special.
Yeah, that was nice.
That was cool.
And I mean, besides the star being this doom clock and the whole mechanic of that, I mean, I've played with Kevin and Nick, and now, you know, I played with Lou, and they make you role play. Like, you cannot not role play. You know, it's not like a competition, but it's like, I got to keep up. You know, so let me just, like you say, lean into the character, lean into what's happening, and it was fun. I mean, as I got older, I like the more role playing aspect of RPGs. And it's not about the combat. The combat's nice and blah, but it's really the interaction around the table that makes the game come alive. Because you can play these games and just, hey, we're fighting monsters. Okay, yeah, let's fight monsters. But
You
it's the interaction between the players make it
and as
real.
a miniature gamer, I couldn't agree more, right? Like when I want to do tactical combat, I go to my mini games. I play MCP or I play Malifaux or something like that. And it's why I don't get into heavy tactical RPGs. But I get why people do, because I love tactical combat. That's why I like mini games, right? But I'm with you, Troy. Like for me, it's about finding the characters. And as a GM, it's about setting the scene and watching it play out and reacting. When I'm a player, it's about finding Jamal, finding Scooter. Who are these people? And discovering it. So I'm with you 100%. With you 100%. Neelis Phoenix in the live chat says, would you have selected a different module now that you know more about the system? And this game definitely feels like the need to play the character as a stolen car. So no to the first part. I've always really wanted to run so if you don't know me, I'm a huge horror fan. Slashers are one of my favorite genres in horror. I've never run, this is my first slasher. I've never run a horror game as a pure slasher, and this was it. I sprinkled in a little bit of folk horror in there with the outsiders in a closed community. That's where the crows are kind of the folk horror piece of this. So no, I was very happy with this, and hats off to Camp Carnage, which is the zine that this is based off of. So even though technically this is an original scenario of mine, it would not have happened without that zine. So go check that out. I want to say Exalted Funeral has copies of it on PDF as well as print. It's called it's not called Camp Carnage. What's it called? Campfire Carnage is what it's called. It's phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. Allows you to create this, and it gives me all different things to select from. So if I want to run Friday the 13th, I can. If I want to run a survival horror where the kids and the counselors are going down a raft on the river and trying to survive a river raft like Deliverance, like there's all kinds of great resources in there. So no, I wouldn't have selected a different scenario. This is exactly what I wanted it to be. And it felt great for me. And the second piece of there, and this game definitely feels like you need to play the character like a stolen car. This is just me. I don't care what game I'm playing. That's how I always want to play my character. And I really think if you're a role player, you should try doing the same if you're not, which is don't think about winning or losing. Think about who the character is, where are they in this moment, and how would they react. All of this is make believe, and just follow your character and ride them like a stolen car. So yes, it works great in this system, but I think it works great in any role-playing game you play. You create some really incredible moments, which I think we did over here in these last 5 seasons. Or sessions. So Troy, star for the overarching from beginning to end, what stands out the most for you? Where do you think over 5 sessions of playing this that you felt the most all in?
I think from day one. I mean, just the interaction between Jamal and Jeffrey, from from hey, I can swim, you know.
So good.
And it's just like I said, I've played with Kevin and Nick, and it was just fun playing with them again. And just Lou, I guess because we're in that northeast section of the world,
Hey,
we just kind of get it, we just kind of get each other.
yeah.
I'm like, oh yeah, we're cool, but we're asshole cool about it,
That's because that means we're cool. You can,
right,
yeah,
right.
that's it.
We bust balls. That's all we
Yeah,
do all
all
day
day.
long.
That's it.
So that's I've been all in since day one. Since it's like I said, I was just like when you said yeah you're in, I was like oh yeah. So this is my character. This is what happened. So the system is great. The Doom Clock is
The Doom Clock is so good.
the Doom Clock is the realest part of this whole game.
And I wrote it off as a too big for its own shoes. Apocalypse World Blades clock. It's not. It's different than that. It has a different feel to it when you're playing. I mean, we saw Kevin trying to reclaim, spending all of his luck to reclaim some of that. Like it gets into your head. And the one tip I will give to directors is make sure you decide and commit to all 4 quarters and say, this is what's going to happen. This is what's going to happen. This is what's going to happen. It's tempting to adjust it depending on how fast they get there. Don't. I committed to it and it worked all the way around. It worked all the way around. And honestly, if the 4 of them were in a different place, I would have possibly role played the military attack, but they were not surviving this. So I just montaged it.
Yeah, I was already dead, so
Yeah, there was no reason to spend another 45 minutes watching you guys get shot. So yeah, that's that. Nick, do you have any questions, or did I answer all of the questions when I answered Troy's?
Yeah, you answered the questions for sure. That was the big looming thing that I was trying to figure out was, and you answered it. So appreciate that.
Thoughts?
Amazing cast, amazing story, amazing system. I'm a fan of Shiver and what comes with that, and I'm already seeing some third-party kind of variations working with the Shiver system, which is cool. You know, like what they do with Blades and 5e and everything else, and learned recently about the Gothic books, so that there goes another $50 out of my account. But it's just it's a great system, and I love the threat and the impending thoughts, and it goes back to Web World, which that had a crazy thought that you were always, oh crap, am I going to roll this number to you know, to potentially have something bad happen. And we're actively looking at this freaking doom clock as it ticks up, and just the interaction that we had with each other, and the comedic moments, and even the stressful moments every time we rolled, hoping that we get at least one success, regardless of how much strange is on there. We just need that one success, and then God forbid there's a CR2 or 3, and then we're just screwed the rest of the, you know, it was a great experience overall.
Stars for the episode, then overall.
Star for the episode, Troy killed it.
He got killed.
Yeah. I got smoked.
Poor choice of words, my bad. Is it too soon, Troy? I'm sorry. But it's that flashback, and I'll just roll right into the I also share that Lou's take on Jeffrey and that interaction between them two. They killed it. Like Kevin and I got to witness that firsthand, watching it happen, and like, yeah, we'll play our part in a second, but I want to watch what they're doing, because it was, the first episode was amazing watching that interaction. There was so much story and so much character expressed and told that it was phenomenal. And so I really love that. But on the other token, Kevin killed it too. I mean, my God, like,
so good.
Just these nuances and these little quips and the things that you would bring up, and I'm going to go token, you know, had DZ rolling on the chat, but it was great crew, guys. Excellent job, everybody. And then obviously to you, Craig, for being the master that you are at your craft. So thank you for what you do as well.
You're very nice. Thank you. Lou. Jeffrey died.
Not first.
Are there questions?
No.
No?
My only question was going to be, was the country bumpkins and the sludge monsters and the Warren, were they all like together, and obviously they were not. It was 3 separate things. So that was my main question, because I was trying to piece that together, and I'm like, I don't know how that goes. So that answered that question. But no, everything else was good in your synopsis.
All right, so let's hear stars for the episode and overall.
Stars for the episode. It is not specific, and it is all of us, including you. And I was trying to think of who, again, like what was the guy, or what was the scene, or what was every one of us let each other do what his character was going to do. And we all saw that. We all took those cues. Like Tony went over there, and obviously you would think, oh, like let's go with Tony. No, that wasn't the plan. That's Tony. We're going here. Jamal's injured. I'm gonna go look for Tony. Okay, that's probably what he's gonna do. He had a moment with Tony earlier, and now that's his guy, right? So I appreciated that we all understood how we were doing our character. And you don't get that all the time. Sometimes you're like, oh, is this what we're supposed to do? Or no, this isn't optimal. I hate that word. That word kills me in role playing, is optimal. I don't, whatever that means. But so I'm gonna have to say it's all of us, because we all let each other do it, including you. You didn't like hem and haw that we were splitting, or no, it was just okay. This is what's happening.
The only salt I'll add to that is that at no point was anybody going, well, this is what my character would do, right? Being non-constructive. It was always constructive. It always just made sense. And part of that's, again, the genre, right? But I love, and the only, it's not the perfect word, but the only word that I keep coming back to is trust. Like we just trusted each other.
Yeah.
And
we didn't do it to be wacky.
Yeah.
We didn't do it to buck
Good way to put it.
What other people are doing, just to sensate, oh, look, I'm going to go do this because there was a reason. There was a story reason why we did it. Yeah. Whether it hurt us or not, there was a story reason that came first. So,
Kevin, you got any questions?
Yeah. Actually, the Crow family, when they just appeared next to Jeffrey, was there any weird magic stuff going, or were they just sneaky?
No, they had all so what was his name? Hold on.
Oh,
I've got it.
Yeah, I can't remember.
Gideon.
Yeah.
So Gideon has camouflage, has an ability called camouflage, where he can basically predator and just vanish. And it was unique to him. And he also has this bark skin, which gives him armor. Caleb is just big, strong, big dummy. You never had to encounter it, but little Marley had some really nasty psychic attacks. Mm-hmm. Really nice, just nasty. And Janet's all her abilities are around leadership, so she was going to be able to do some things that would cause the other siblings to do stuff. Mm-hmm. I mean, there's a little kitchen sink happening here. Mm-hmm. I wonder whether I would cut something out if I ran this again. But I don't know. Like, do I cut the zombies out? Because you really have the zombies, the crows, and the warden, and then the military, right? Yeah. And the overarching evil is the military and all of this. Yeah. And I don't know. Like, part of me says, like, maybe we had one too many. I don't know.
Yeah, I love the crows.
I did too.
The creepiest part of any RPG is, I wonder what flavor he is.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, we're getting close to the X.
Yeah, I think you can get away with cutting one of those. I don't know if I would. I don't know. I'd have to decide.
Yeah. Now, after you explained it, it made sense. I assumed the zombies and the warden were all tied together. So I missed that part, but the
zombies represented the toxicity, the corruption, and the cannery, right? Yeah. Where the warden is like, no, you all go away.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I loved every minute of it. My favorite part of this whole system is the doom clock, right? I don't think the game would be the same, and I don't think I would enjoy it as much without the doom clock.
I agree.
Because every time you clicked it, it just ratcheted it up. So And then when it hit midnight, I'm like, well, we're done.
That was fun.
You're welcome.
What am I going to do on Mondays now?
So real quick, one thing that's really neat is and this is something that's introduced in the Gothic source
Mhm.
book, is the idea of a Doom calendar.
Yeah. Mhm.
And what's really neat here is that in a campaign, you have small segments,
Mhm.
right? And they all have their own Doom clock. But each quarter in a Doom clock ticks a day in the Doom calendar. And the Doom calendar has a similar mechanic, whereas the calendar goes through the month. Each one of those quarters could potentially trigger something getting worse and getting worse and getting worse. Super clever adaptation to make this campaign worthy, because I think originally it was built as more of a one-shot,
Yeah.
one scenario. But
Mhm.
I love the idea
Yeah.
of the Doom calendar.
Yeah. I love the clock. That was awesome, and made me not feel so bad for having terrible rolls. So, star of the session, we've all talked about it. It was the flashback, I think, with Jamal. But I also really enjoyed the moment where we just break out the cards and we're back in the
Yeah,
That
detention
was really
center,
good.
Yeah.
and it's like, oh, we kind of found our center again, and we were comrades once again. And I think that's probably the thing I enjoyed most about this whole game. And right at the session one, we just start going in reminiscing, and it goes back to what you were talking about, building the relationships.
The bonds.
Before,
Yeah.
before session one,
Yeah. Oh yeah,
a
we were.
week before, I
Yeah.
felt like we were already there.
Yeah.
Like as soon as we stepped in.
Yeah. And I'm glad finally, this session, the relationship between Jeffrey and I got to come out, because we're actually really close. But no, I loved it. For me as a player, I think it took me a little time to figure out who Tony was. And I think you and I, Craig, we chatted about it.
Yep.
Because I didn't like the first session of Tony, but I think when the rats came and he crawled back down, it's like, okay, now we've got Tony. We
Yeah.
know where this is going to go. But I loved playing with this group, and hopefully we can do it again.
Well,
that was so
all
much
four
fun.
of you will be back on this channel. Is this second or third time you've been on, Kevin? This is second.
This is the third. Was
What
in
was
the Kid Thulu.
Oh, that's right, Kid Cthulhu. That's right, Kid
Yeah.
Cthulhu, and then Fear Itself, and
Itself,
then
yeah.
this,
Mhm.
and then Lou, you have been Web World, this,
and Agon.
and Agon. That's right.
Mhm.
And then this was Troy's first time. Nick, I don't even like.
Yeah, forget
where
it.
are you now? Like, was
It's the
Mothership your
Cold Cage
first?
Adventure.
Me?
Nick? Yeah.
No, it would have been Star Wars.
Oh, that's right. It was
Because
Star
we did the
Wars.
podcast first
Yes,
with
that's right.
Roman and
Yeah,
Vaslav and
that's
Justin.
right. That's right. For those of you watching, thanks a ton. Go over to Parable Games and check them out. Incidentally, if you're watching this live or soon after we've gone live, they've got a zine Kickstarter going, where they've got I think 8 different little mini games that they've put out. Charlie and Barney are very clever boys, and they're doing some really interesting stuff. They may not be changing the landscape of role playing, but they're making really interesting games. The solo game that I backed, I haven't gotten it yet, but I think it's called Don't Buy This Game. It's really, really clever. You can hear me interview both brothers on the podcast. Johnson, can't wait to play again.
I can't wait either.
It'll
Yeah.
happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cheers all.
See ya.
Good night.
Howdy, friends. Thank you for watching. All our content is archived and organized in playlists on the Third Floor Wars YouTube channel. Check it out. And if you could follow, subscribe, and even set your notifications to this channel on YouTube and Twitch, we'd appreciate it, and it'll make sure that you catch all of our content. I talk with creators, designers, and experts across the gaming landscape in every episode of our podcast, Tabletop Talk. Open up your favorite podcatcher and search for Tabletop Talk from Third Floor Wars. Support your creators. They make the content you love, and it's your support that makes it happen. If you want to help us, go to Third Floor Wars on patreon.com, and you can help us for as little as $1 a month. Thanks again. We'll see you next time. Take care.